What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Gonzo, and today on Creator Chat, the series where we talk to other content creators all over the world and we find out what the do's, don'ts of their life. And today, my guest is TCG Grading. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you having me on. I really like being able to reach out to the community, talk with you guys, just see how everybody's doing in the hobby.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this series is all about. The only reason why I changed it from community conversation to creator chat is for thumbnail purposes. It's just easier to fit and makes it
It's better to have our faces on the thumbnails, right?
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about your background with the Pokemon hobby.
All right.
We can tell by the background it's very extensive, especially with the Japanese stuff. What you do for the hobby, because I've been a member of your Discord community or Instagram community for a long time now. You do a lot for the grading side for the community.
Right.
And we're going to talk about anything the chat wants to talk about or anything you want to talk about.
Sure.
But first and foremost, we're going to ask the basic standard questions to get the balls rolling.
All right.
How did you get involved within the Pokemon community, essentially the TCG side?
I started when I was a kid, 6, 7 years old, playing cards on the playground. We would battle during recess, and we would always play, winner gets to pick a card out of the other person's deck. And that's kind of how I started building my collection, was just by beating people on the recess playground and taking their best cards. I ended up winning more than I lost, so it ended up building quite a big collection to get me started out in. And that's kind of where I got started, just playing the game as a kid and winning cards, losing cards, just having fun with the friends. It kind of got a little out of hand after that, but it ended up being worth it, obviously.
So have you ever had a pausing moment or a falling out where a couple of years you didn't buy cards, you didn't play the game?
Well, I was in college for about 3.5 years. I didn't buy anything, and that just happened to be during like EX era stuff, which would have been really great to be able to have some of that. But I took a big pause during like the EX era, and ever since then I've just been steadily buying and selling and just kind of playing the TCG. If anybody's going to be in Pittsburgh for the regional tournament this weekend, I'll be there. You guys can come say hey. I play pretty seriously with my kids. They love to play it, and so it's just kind of on both sides, the competitive side, the collecting side, just having fun with it.
Yeah, you're a little too competitive though. Was it maybe 3 or 4 months ago in the Discord we were talking about? It was you, me, Mudkip's Revenge. I think Jax, maybe not Jax, but it was someone else. We were talking about how some of us are getting back into the playing side, and you were talking about like, oh, I just demolished my kid so bad he was crying. I'm like, well, that's not nice. You're like, nope.
No,
he needs to learn.
No, he beats me so much. It's not even fair. So like anytime that I'm able to beat him, it's like a glorious like moment for me. And I just have to tell everybody because he's so much better than me. He's such a smart kid. And right now he's actually ranked like 5th in the country in his age division. And I'm ranked like 440th in the adult side.
That's still good though, because 400, that's not getting invited to world status. But if you keep that up, that's around the time you'll gain the points for worlds within that area.
He's like 80% of the way to his world's invite, and it's very unlikely I get one. But since I'm his parent, they'll give me a spectator badge to go with. So either way, I'm going. So
and it's in Hawaii next year. So that's
we're going to Hawaii for sure. It's either going to be because of how good I play or just because I'm the parent of somebody who's better.
Because you got lucky for a whole 30 seconds about 7-8 years ago.
Right. There you go. No, actually, he's 12. My son is 12.
Okay, that's still juniors division, right? I think that's juniors.
It's his first year in the seniors.
That's right.
He's so excited to be in the seniors division because honestly, he was like, the little kids just aren't fun to play with.
Yeah, we went to, well, not we. I say we because I went with another creator and player. But I went to a local shop here in San Diego, and they didn't have enough juniors players. And it was for pre-release, so it wasn't for points or anything. But they only had 2 juniors, and we had to play with them.
Yeah.
And this kid beat the snot out of me. It was brutal. And it was funny because I was on a high because I was the second pre-release of the day.
My computer just went out. I don't know if it disabled everything.
No, you're still good on my side.
All right, good.
Yeah.
My screen timed out, I guess. Not moving the mouse.
Oh, that's always a good sign. Yeah, like so at the first pre-release I went undefeated. I got second place just because the person who came in first took, I think he took like one extra prize card over me, which I really don't, in my opinion, I think the judge was biased with him because, or the people doing it, because even though they said he took more cards than me,
Right.
I won all my matches by taking all prize cards. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So I was like, they're like, well, did you go 2-0 for any of them? I was like, yeah, we went 3 rounds. The only time I went 3 rounds was on my final match. So even the guy who came in first place on technicality, he was like, yeah, I went 3 rounds twice. So he technically came in first. But I was like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. Just give me my store credit.
My prize packs.
Yeah, give me my prize packs. But then on the second one, at the second shop for pre-release, I went like 0-4. So I was like, nope, never.
It happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
it happens.
I have last place finishes and I got first place finishes. It's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. We have Kentucky Fried Charizard in the chat, says, I never learned how to play. I wish I did. You should play. It's really fun.
It is a really fun game to play. If you ever want to learn how, you can hop in the Discord and I can play a few matches with you personally if you'd like. I'm always practicing.
Yeah, even in my Discord, I think even in his Discord, he has people that play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I go live every once in a while in mine. Share the screen. I'm just playing by myself half the time. If people come in, they come in. We also have the Hat Turn in the chat. What's up, legends? How you doing, Hat Turn? Ichiban Dan, all them prize packs. Yeah. Yeah. So you play, you collect. Do you sell any of that product behind you?
I'm on like a 5-year cycle. So what I do is I buy and then I hold it and then I sell and then I use the money I make to buy more. And then I keep what I want to keep. I open what I want to open. And then I use the extra money for like I bought my house. I bought all my vehicles, paid for my college. Basically everything that I have in my entire life, I've gotten from selling Pokemon cards. And just by buying it, holding it, selling it later, taking the money I make, and then buying more so I can just continue to keep doing that process. And so far it's worked out. Every 4 to 5 years, like right now, I'm currently selling most of my Sun and Moon stuff to buy into Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet stuff.
Nice.
Keep keeping what I want to keep, and then just kind of rinse and repeat. Just keep doing it.
So I'm assuming the base set 2, the Neo Jungle, all the gym challenges behind you. Those are the keep pile.
Yeah, I normally keep one of everything. I keep one of every box, and those are just ones that I kept. I bought most of those in 2006 through 2008.
Oh, so you bought those when they're only like $2,000 or $3,000.
No, it was actually they were less than $1,000. The most expensive box back there, I spent $830 on. So
you're going to make so many people mad by hearing those numbers.
It's the truth.
Yeah,
I worked at a steakhouse. I worked at a steakhouse as a teenager, and I took 2 paychecks and I bought a first edition base set booster box. I mean,
and then what was it during 2020, 2021? That was a house. That was a down payment for a house in San Diego at one point.
Yeah.
Because I think the highest I saw one box go was maybe 450,000. And I'm sure we went higher than that at that point.
I actually don't keep track because if I did, I would probably just sell everything. Like for me, it's just a box,
Yeah.
Like, it's just hanging out on my shelf. And for me, I spent $800 on it, but I would never get rid of it. It's not worth getting rid of.
Yeah. Not unless you were like, I'm going to do a box break one day.
No. I'm not enough of an entertainer to charge that much of a premium.
Yeah, and some of the packs are worth it. Like a buddy of mine, Chris Pye, is doing a Gym Challengers booster box break, and I really want to get on it, but I can't justify it to my wife, not myself, because I'm an enabler. I'm a prior addict, so this is just my new addiction.
Right.
I can say like, oh yeah, that one booster pack is worth $400. But I can't explain that to the wife. So it's
you never tell them how much it's worth. Never.
Oh no,
never.
She knows exactly. She was like, "Have you ever I'm sure you've seen that video with the lady. She was like, "How much you spend on that?" The guy's like, "They gave it to me." I try that, and my wife's like, "Nah, motherfucker, I know exactly what's going on."
It's always a trap. You just never tell. Just never tell.
Yeah. We have Ghastly Grabs. Hey y'all, sorry I'm late.
What's going on,
Don't be
Ghastly?
sorry. Just be
now
on
you're
time.
here, man.
Yeah.
You're here. Appreciate you being here.
KFC says, "Joke's on you. I paid $7,000 for my Gym Heroes booster box."
I paid $432 for mine.
Yeah, 400. Jesus, I under $500.
Yeah, it's not even in the
for
frame. It's just chilling. It's up top.
Yep, less than 500 to
less than 500. Yep.
Yep.
So whenever eBay started to like track like their purchases and like how much your stuff's gone up and down, it gave me my really old like buys from like 10, 15 years ago. And it's just like, it's funny to see where it's like you spent $432 on this, last sold was like 9-10 grand. And it's just like the arrow is just like straight up on it on the graph.
It's just like steady.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. KFC says, oh man, the chat just went up. "You're the man of the house, Gons. Go spend that money with no explanation." No,
you can't do that.
No, you're about to be married, and you think you have a separate account in your own account, and I do. I have my own account, but the wife still knows that information somehow.
The only reason that it was acceptable for me to do what I do is because of everything I was able to buy: the house, cars, college tuitions, everything. And it's just like I wouldn't have had any of that without Pokemon cards. And so like it's not, you can't really give someone a bunch of crap for playing with Pokemon cards whenever you're driving around a brand new car that was paid for by Pokemon cards. So
yeah, I mean, I have a decent amount of cards, and I have some cards that if I sold can give me a couple $1,000. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not a seller. Most of my stuff is personal collection. Every once in a while, I'll grade something so I can give it away to the community as a thank you for like coming into the chat or just being good people. Like I've hosted a giveaway in Jay's Corner TCG in his Discord multiple times, but it's because, but I don't do it that often. But it's mostly because like the chat or the community has done really well. And so that's why I do it.
My hair's not cooperating, so we're gonna do a hat.
Dan says, "Was close to opening a new credit card to get a Japanese Hidden Fates box for $2,000 yesterday. I need a wife to stop me." No, you didn't.
Yeah,
that's a lie. There's like I'm an irresponsible adult, like a child with adult money. But even I'm not like, I need that $2,000 box.
Sometimes you need the $2,000 box. I will never spend $2,000 on a box. If I don't buy it at release date, I just don't get it. Like I just move on to the next thing because there's always something else. There's no reason to FOMO, stress yourself out, or just go crazy trying to get a specific thing because there's always going to be something else cool coming out in the next week, the next month, the next year. And if you miss out, you miss out. If you don't, if you miss the boat, that's fine. Like, like the EV Heroes, like gym boxes, like those were like $300 for like months and months and months. And then they spiked to $1,500, $2,000. And everyone's like, oh man, I wish I would have had those. But it's just like, just buy the next one.
It's all like everything's a gamble. Like Pokemon cards is just legalized gambling for children and adults.
It's only if you open it. If you don't open it, it's basically guaranteed. I make more profit and percentage money wise than I would playing the stock market and things like that with cards. But there's a lot of work that goes into doing that. Like I have to keep track of so much stuff. Like right now, I'm going through a lot of Sun and Moon product, and like I'm selling like Sun and Moon base set Japanese boxes right now. I picked these up for like $30 a piece, and they're going for like $250, $300 now. But
I'll take one as a thank you for having you come on to the channel.
Right. I gave one away in a free box break a while back.
Oh, nice.
I've probably given away $50,000, $60,000 worth of booster boxes. If you added up the values of them now, it's crazy. Damn. But
yeah. Exclamation point, take my stuff to take his stuff. So like, but I'm the same way. Like, especially with Japanese product right now, the modern stuff like 151, all that stuff. I
have 0 boxes of 151.
Not even one.
It's not worth it.
I don't. Do I want it? Yes. Do I want to go into default because of it? No.
Nope.
And there's a lot of, but that's why, like, when I go to card shows, I was talking about it in, I think, Deep Pocket Monsters Discord today. Long Beach Collecticon for me was a shit show. I didn't buy a single card from the vendors. And the vendors that I was like, oh yeah, like these are actually fair prices. I can't find these cards anywhere else. And so I look at them like, oh, okay, well that card's damaged. I don't want it for that price. And then like there was other people like, oh well, that's a PSA. Like you can buy that. That's how much that card's selling for PSA 10. I'm like, great, but it's raw. And they're like, well, if you grained it to be a 10. I was like, I'm not.
You don't
like,
know that.
No. Yeah, I was like,
No.
yeah, I was like, do you work for PSA, Beckett, CGC? He was like, they're like, well, no. I was like, have you ever? They're like, no. I was like, okay, well, sell it to me for the raw price.
I've been grading cards for 10 years, and I'm still wrong. 75% of the time I'm right, but 25% of the time I'm wrong. You can't guarantee it. It's not possible.
But even then, you're not going to sell a raw card for what it could be. If it could be a PSA 10 for a PSA 10 price.
I mean, you can try. Someone might buy it, but
but then that just makes you a piece of shit. Yeah, exactly. That's not me either. Because when I buy singles, I'm gonna, before I like say I'm gonna take it, if I don't know what it is, or if I think the price is wrong, I'm gonna look it up in front of the vendor's face, and I'll talk to him like, hey, like this is the average market price. Can you take it down a little bit, or like, or I've shot myself in the foot. I'm like, oh damn, like, and
it's actually more.
It's actually more, yeah.
It's actually more.
But at that, like most of the time, the vendors that are like local here in San Diego, when I go to the local card shows, they're like, yeah, that's my fault for not keeping up on it. I'll honor this price. I'm like, oh, dope. And like, in one of my rules, if I'm buying multiple cards from people, and if you're not willing to negotiate or give me a deal, I'm not buying from you. Because it's either you don't give a shit about the community, or you're in it just strictly for the money. And that's what I felt. Long Beach.
Gasly, glad to see you guys here. Retro Pokey. I know we're getting kind of
here? Yeah,
Retro's here. Still
Merc's here
too. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you here.
I can't wait to see. I know he knows what he got because I didn't send him any sealed product for the giveaway stream on Saturday. He won some stuff on the channel.
So like vending shows and like events and collecticons, it's more about the experience of going just to hang out.
Yeah.
If you're going there looking for deals, you're just gonna have a bad time. The only things that like the last collecticon I went to, I bought a CGC 6.5 Moltres Zapdos Articuno. It was like a severe miscut.
Yeah.
And they wanted like $30 for it. And like I was like, this is fantastic because Articuno is my favorite Pokemon. And I was like, and then I bought that, and that's the only thing I bought all day because everything else is just like, they want too much money for it, and it's just not worth it.
And that's like
I hang out.
Yeah, I went. I didn't go with Gasly, but I met Gasly there, and Ian with Ian, Pidgey Boys, Bay Showcase, and like in all of them, like not all of them because some of them had their own separate plans that they were going to do. And I was like, well, I'm not going to make content. I'm going with my family. We're big anime people. We're going to get some autographs from the voice actors, and we heard like, oh, if you're there for autographs, get the VIP pass. So that's what we did.
No, it's not worth it.
We bought no, it wasn't. Like for some of the lines,
you'll wait in line forever. You're still in line forever.
I think for Johnny on Bosch,
I bought this. I got this Squirtle Funko signed by Eric Stewart, the voice of Squirtle.
Yeah.
And I had the VIP pass, and I still waited in line for like 45 minutes. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I waited in line for Johnny Young Bosch for like 45 minutes, and then Veronica Taylor's line, the original voice actor of Ash, her line it took maybe 10 minutes. So like depending on the voice actor,
right,
it's not worth it. Because I think like even for the regular line for Veronica Taylor, it was about the same. Like you would think for VIP they would be like, okay, 2 VIP, 1 regular, but it was like 1 for 1. I'm like, there's no fucking point.
It's just hurry up and wait.
Yeah. Oh, and I got really good at that because of the military.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, and then like there was no extra perks for being VIP except that 1 hour early access. But even then,
1 hour early access is amazing. Like if you're going
if the voice actors
VIP,
are there, but half of them weren't even there on time. They weren't there until like 10 o'clock. So it's like, what the fuck?
The VIP like early entry is the reason I bought it, and that's where I found that $30 miscut card, which would have been gone before I got to it if I didn't go in early. I know like somebody else would have grabbed that up really fast.
Yeah, see, I know you're happy to see me. I was, because that's.
But there's no like crowds. You can look at all the stuff, and if you're making content, like not having 30 people, standing in your way is so beneficial.
Yeah.
So yeah, the VIP for that is good. The VIP for like faster lines and stuff like that doesn't really work out, but the hour early entry is 100% worth it.
But that was the thing. Like, I don't plan on making content. I don't plan on making content. I was telling everybody all the way up until I get to the show, and then I get in the lines. I'm like, fuck it. I guess I'm just gonna walk around for 2 hours or for a couple hours, 2 days, whatever. And I made some content with the Pidgey Boys. I did a live stream with Ghastly. Yeah,
it's hard to make content at events because there's just so much going on, so much noise, and it's honestly disrespectful to video people without their consent, in my opinion. So to be able to avoid people at an event like that, it's near impossible. So most of the time I don't even try unless I'm having a one-on-one or I'm at the front of a booth. I don't even try because to me, it's disrespectful to video people without their consent.
Well, most of the like you're talking about like the voice actors and all the people doing autographs.
Just people and like normal everyday people, like
gotcha.
Who are attending the event, they paid money to get into the event. I know it says you could be videoed, you could be photographed, and all that stuff, but for me, it's just disrespectful to do it without going up to each and every person saying, "Hey, is it okay that you're in my video?" And I'm not going to do that. So I just
the only content. Yeah, the only content I ended up doing was a couple of pack battles with Pidgey Boys, with Super Duper Danny, Bay's Showcase, and I used a new camera that I wasn't like. I practiced with it. I used it at home, but as far as our opening cards, I should have practiced with it. So all of my cards are not in frame. They're not in shot, but everyone else's cards are. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. I'll work with it. But
if you want to make content like that, the best thing you can do though is you could buy the GoPro Hero Mini. It's basically the size. I don't even have anything it's basically like this size. It's like the size of a camera battery. And you could just put it on your shoulder, on your book bag, or you can just you could wear like a vest, just put it on your chest.
I have the Insta Go 360 or Insta 360 Go.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, it's the little ones like this. It's smaller than this.
Yeah,
and I can pop the thing off and put it on a magnet and on a necklace, on my hat. Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, carrying around the big cameras is impossible. You're just asking for a bad time.
I use my phone in that for out and go stuff. But yeah, as far as like trade shows and cons, I prefer my local stuff because at least there you can get better deals because they're not worried about their taking anything back with them because they're like, oh, I live in this area, so whatever. Like I don't have to pack it up and ship it back. And that's probably the biggest issue with Collecticon is like people are coming from all over the country, all over the world, and they need to make their money back from all the shipping they're doing.
Yep.
But then the other thing, KFC says that's why I like the con they have here in Kentucky because they offer the early hour VIP on regular days. Oh yeah,
that 1 hour early is so worth it.
Yeah, but the thing I really don't understand, and this is even with the local people, like when you find a card, you're like, oh, like hey, you want to look at my trade binder? And they're like, oh, well, it's a 70% trade in. Like that doesn't make any sense. If it's a 1-for-1 trade. Just do the trade. Like if you own a business and you're one of these vendors that do it, please explain it to me. Like hit me up on my DMs, Instagram. But if it's a 1-for-1 trade, it's not going to mess with your overstock. It's not going to mess with your overhead. It costs the same price. And maybe it's a card that's not moving and you get a card that, hey, it might actually move.
So if they're not making money, then they're just wasting their time. So
but
I understand not doing 1-for-1 trades. If I had a booth or if I had my store and somebody brought something in that was worth $100, I wouldn't give them $100 in value back. And that's just because it would just be a waste of my time. Like, yeah, it's fun to hang out and stuff like that, but you have to pay money for the booth. You have overhead, travel expenses, things like that. You do have to cover. And so whenever, like I said, when I go to events, I understand that going in, and it's more about having fun in the experience than actually finding good deals. Like I'm probably the cheapest person you'll ever meet in your life. Like ever since Japanese booster boxes have gone over like $50 a box, I've been kind of boycotting them, even though I know they'll never go back down. So like there's some things you could be cheap about, and then other things you just have to understand that if it's their job, they have to make a little bit of something.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
they're just wasting their time.
But if it's a $10 card, like if it's a $10 card, trade it for a $10 card is what I was getting at, because maybe that other $10 card can sell. But there was a vendor there, and I fucking kid you not, because Gasly ran into someone similar. I think they were doing a trade-in credit of 50%. So if you had if you had a $50 card, they're going to give you $25 card. So it's like that to me is like straight up scummy. Like, I do understand your concept of like, I do want to get a little bit of something back, but if it's, I would say 85% is the lowest I'm willing to negotiate with for a trade.
See, like, trading is a little bit different. I agree, but buying, if you're buying at any more than 60%, it's so hard to make money, because if you sell a TCG Play or eBay, any marketplace, they take 15%. PayPal, any sort of financial transaction,
that I totally get.
They take 3 to 5. Shipping is another 20%. Sometimes, depending on the size, how much they order. A lot of the time, like, I have piles of stuff that I'm just trying to get rid of, like old video stuff, like old cards I had in videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, I offered to sell every single one of the single cards I had, and I have probably $3,000 worth of cards sitting down here. And I was like, I'll take 60% of the value, and nobody would take it.
Yeah.
No, because it wasn't worth it.
No, that I totally understand if like you're selling online, but if you and I were at Collecticon and I went to your booth and I was like, hey, that $50 card that you have on your table, I have a $50 card in my hand. Like, that is understandable for most people, but a lot of vendors are like, no, give me that card and then one other card or some cash. Like, that's where I'm like, yeah.
But I understand the business side. That's so yeah, if it was just two people hanging out and they tried to do that, I would be like, get out of here, basically. But since it's a business, they're trying to make money. I understand where they can't do even trades.
Like that, but that's what I'm saying. If it's like 85%, I could deal with that.
Right.
But like,
and it just depends. Like, if you're trying to take a Raichu card off my table and you're trying to give me, I don't know, like a muck in exchange for it, I'm probably going to keep the Raichu, because Raichu's more popular.
It's a more popular character. Right. But the seller she ran into was 50%. So this, I think someone was like, oh, that's $100 card. Cool. I want $100 card plus $50. So it's like, I'd rather just buy the card off you outright then at that point.
Yeah, at that point, just buy it.
Yeah. Like, what's the point of the trade? Like, the point of most people for trading is to save a little bit of money. Yeah. Like, I don't mind doing some trades and then giving up some cash. But if you're asking for a 1-for-1 trade plus cash, that's where, like, nope, I'm going to walk away or just buy the card outright. That might be what some of them do it.
Yeah, but that's the line between it being a business and it being a hobby. For you, it's a hobby. For them, it's a business.
Yeah.
And I get both sides. I get both sides, because I'm invested as a hobbyist, but I also make money from doing this. Like, I don't need to make money from doing it, but I know how, so I do it. And like my trip for Pittsburgh, I sold a couple booster boxes to pay for the trip to Pittsburgh this weekend with my kids to go play.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't sell those boxes at 50%, but you also have to put in the work yourself if you want to get the full value. And that's, like I said, that's the hobbyist versus, the business side of it.
True.
So looking at it from a hobbyist, 100% agree with you. Looking at it from a business side, you have to agree with their stance on having to make something or come out ahead in a trade.
Yeah. Don't like that. I guess that was my biggest gripe with the people doing the trades there. But as far as like a lot of people were like, no, we're not negotiating. Everything's firm. I'm like, okay, but I just showed you that the market value is $25 and you have it for $45. That's
just move along.
Move on. Yeah.
Move along. That's all you can do.
That's it. Pretty much. But I prefer my local shops anyways, because then you like the more often you buy and sell from people, the more often they're like, hey, you come here so often, I'm gonna hook you up, because that way then you get the word of mouth going. Like, hey, go to this guy. And I do
my local store. Like, when I go in there, he's just like, if I don't have cash, he'll just give me whatever I want. Next time I come in, I'll bring the cash. That way he avoids fees. So because I'm in there so much, he knows that I'm coming back, so he's not super worried about it. But
I have one
But-
guy that does that for me too.
Yeah,
I
but
do I do it often? No, unless
No,
it's something
I would not
I
recommend
really
it.
fucking
I
want.
would
No,
not
no.
recommend it. I
'Cause-
have a
'cause then
reputation that could be ruined,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, so-
I'm very weary of
Yeah.
doing anything wrong or shady or
Yeah,
could be
exactly.
seen as- yeah,
Like
it's not worth it.
Like I know I'm not a big content creator. Like I only have 1,000 people on Instagram, and I'm less than 1,000 here. But at the end of the day, that guy knows me as a content creator. He
Yep.
follows me just like everywhere else. And if I screw him over, he's going to put me on blast one day. And like, nah, I don't. So it's not a chance I'm always willing to take, but depending on what it is, I do take the chance. But he also
People
knows,
are going
like,
to give you
I'll
grief
fucking
no matter
win.
what, man. Every time I post
Yeah.
like a short video on Instagram, people are like, all you care about is the money. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah. No,
I've
I've been
talked about
following
it.
you for years. Like you've been doing those like top 10. Like I remember
I actually got
someone-
banned. I got
Yeah,
banned. for
we were
doing that.
talking about that
Yeah.
on Instagram.
So anybody who does those top 10 short reels, like I started doing them about 3 years ago. I was one of the first people to do them. I really was. For about 3 years, I had probably 1,100, a little over 1,100 short videos of all the Pokemon boxes, prices, things like that. And they said basically I was an AI bot, and they removed all of them from all of my social media platforms. So if you make those kind of top 10 lists, they're probably going to come after you next. Just a fair warning.
Yeah. But and that was the thing. Like we were before that happened. It was, in your Discord again. You shared a comment and a back and forth that you had with someone. You're like, that's why he was like, you're a fucking scammer. You're a liar. How dare you? And you're like, bro, did you look at the date? It's like 2 years old. And just like, that's not the point. I'm like, yeah, because I'm gonna go back every couple months just to delete a video. Like, no, because then you're gonna mess with your view count.
Right.
You're gonna mess with your numbers. It's just not worth it.
Whenever they deleted, it deleted 13 million views from my account. So
yeah, that's exactly. So that there's no point in deleting any of that stuff. But people, like, at the end of the day, people do need to look into it themselves. Like, even if it's one you post today and it's the most accurate, tomorrow tomorrow all those could tank. Like Iono's not a $200 card anymore. Miriam's not a $200 card anymore.
Sure
but
isn't.
if you go back a couple months ago to look at those videos, that's what they're going to say. So that's on you if you believe it and you're not paying attention to the dates of when something's posted, especially when money is involved. But I do want to go back to having money involved in what you do for the community, because as your name suggests, you grade cards on a regular basis. You are TCG grading.
Yep.
I grade cards for other people, but I only do it for my close friends. I don't charge them money. I'm like strictly like, you want to do the $20 bulk? Cool. Give me $20 per card and a little extra for shipping. And if I have to use some of my stuff to ship your stuff properly, like, hey, I might ask you for like a couple bucks. But
the way that I do it is anybody that's part of the community, you could send your stuff in with the community submission. I don't charge anything extra. Most people, if they don't have semi-rigids or if they send things not correctly, I'll just take care of it myself. It's not worth hassling people over.
Yeah, that's why I only do it with my close friends.
I don't make any money doing it. And
no, you don't. No, because
I actually lose money. I lose money doing this, but it's fun and it brings people into a community where they feel welcomed and where they feel like they have access to stuff that otherwise would feel like it's out of reach, because a lot of people just don't know how to submit
it took
cards,
me years
or
to submit
they're
cards.
too scared, or they don't understand, or just financially they can't do it. I have people who will send me 100 cards and then I'll send in 5 a month for them, and that's what they can afford. And so I hold on to them. That way they only have one shipping fee to me, and I'll just send them in 5 a month, and I pay for it. I don't ask for payment until everything comes back, and then they pay return shipping. That's it. Everyone's like, oh, it gives you free content, blah blah. The usual. There's got to be something going on with this. But yeah, I make return videos with the stuff, but the only reason I make the return videos is because people ask me to. They like to see their content and the stuff they send me inside of videos, inside of things on Instagram.
And I have seen people be like, hey, if I send you stuff, please don't make mine into it. And I've like, yes, you've gone back and forth.
And
like,
if they ask me not to be a part
hard.
of the submissions, I don't do it. Whenever I get their stuff in, I just mail it right to them.
Yeah.
It's no problem whatsoever. You know, I probably lose $100 off of each submission that I do for the community from shipping and just supplies and things like that. But
Yeah,
for
and
me,
I
it's
love
fun.
seeing what other people submit because
Right.
as a
It's so
personal
fun.
collector, I don't say, like, I had one guy message me on one of my shorts like, why are you sending in these cards? They're worth nothing. I was like, to you they're not. To me, there's all kinds of stuff. I have sentimental value. I have like childhood value. I just, maybe it's my favorite Pokemon. I just want it graded.
Right.
And some of these, and I like, that's why I love watching your return videos and being part of your Discord community, because people would submit like some cards
Crazy
I
stuff.
wouldn't send that in, but they're
Crazy
cool on
stuff.
in. Yeah.
I've had people send me $50,000 worth of raw cards, and they don't know the first, like, they just kind of know who I am, but they don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And they just send me in the mail with no security, $50,000 worth of cards.
Yep.
And it's just, to me, it's just crazy. Like, obviously I sent it back, otherwise you would have heard about it. But it's just like, I would have been on Rattle. Rattle would have got me.
Rattle, Opossum, Rock,
but
all of them.
I'm a normal person, like 99% of you. I can't afford stuff like that. Like, I would never personally have most of the stuff that people send me, because I work a normal job and I make a normal wage. I'm not rich. I don't have a ton of money. I wasn't given a ton of, I started from as low as you can get in life. I wasn't handed anything. It just, I would not see half the stuff that I do. And that's why it's fun for me and it's worth doing. It's very time consuming, and I lose a little bit of money and I get maybe a couple thousand views on the videos, but it's just, for me, it's just so fun to see stuff that I just normally wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm poor. I know it doesn't look like I'm poor, but I'm.
But
I'm
like you said, you've
guy.
been buying those when like you get them at retail, or you got lucky.
Retail and below.
Yeah.
And people ask me, like, they're like, "Oh, how did you do this?" It's just time in the hobby.
Yeah.
You buy something and you just throw it in your closet, forget about it for 5 years, forget about it for 10 years. And I've been holding stuff for 15 years, and I could have done different stuff with that money.
Yeah.
And I just chose not to. Just anybody can start doing what I do. Anybody can, have a nice collection. It just takes time. It's not an instant gratification. I can't say that word without stuttering. So you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the huge difference between investors and collectors and flippers. You kind of fall in the category of investor and collector, because you're not flipping everything. Like, you're not grabbing stuff and then selling it right back 2 days later, 3 days later, or holding it for a month.
I don't do that.
That's a flip.
Honestly, I'm too lazy to do that.
For years, for almost 20. Some of these cards for 15 years.
Yeah.
If you bought them before 2010, that's an investment at that point. That's a collection and investment. But
it wasn't at the time. It was just me buying stuff because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have it, because growing up as a kid, like, I couldn't afford to go buy packs at the store. Like, the only way that I got cards was by trading or playing, whoever wins gets this card. I personally couldn't afford, and my parents didn't buy me like booster packs or anything. So, like, when I got my own money, the first thing I wanted to do was buy some cards.
Yeah.
And then by that point, they wasn't worth opening, so I just threw them in the closet and forgot about them.
Yeah, and then Logan Paul happened, and you're like, oh, cool, I got a couple $1,000s now.
So the XY Evolutions boom was thanks to him, and I appreciate. I had 600 boxes of Evolutions.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I bought them around $68 to $70 a piece. I had 105 cases, and I sold all of them when they hit right around $950. So
I hate Evolutions though too. There's only a few cards that I want from that set.
I have one booster box of Evolutions left.
Hey, at least you got something. And I don't care if I get it or don't get it. It's not a set for me. Retro Pokemon Gamer says, I know we appreciate the middleman. I was sending direct to grading companies, but getting lower grades on cards than I do through middlemen. Sometimes I've done middlemen before, and the middleman I was using, I found out they may or may not have been altering the cards, and I don't want to be part of that. If I'm going to grade it, I might take the dust off and I might clean it on the way it's supposed to be clean, not with the fucking splooge that what the dude uses for sports cards.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not going to like smash down the card to get all the whitening and the rolling off. That card was I played with that card if I did,
You can't
or
clean cards. Don't.
No.
If anybody tells you to clean your card or try and
No.
brush things off, try and get fingerprints off. If the fingerprints on the card, it's on the card. It's not coming off.
Mm.
If you put any sort of cleaning material, and if you wipe down your cards, all that's doing is scratching the surface. Just leave it alone. Do not, under any circumstances, try and clean your cards. Or if you're trying to make it look more presentable for like your personal collection, that's completely different. I'm talking about, you know, trying to get a high grade. If you're trying to get like a PSA 10 on a card and if you clean it, that's just going to lower your chance of getting to PSA 10.
Yeah, because if you don't do it correctly,
you just scratch the card. You damage it, you scratch it, or they'll send it back as an altered card, and they just won't grade it.
Yeah. Son of a Merc says, I found it easier to get 10 worthy singles after the hype dies for that particular card. After everyone's racing to get it, the 10s, they want to flip, they'll send it leftovers and still be nice.
Yep.
But I'm not scoring eBay looking for the 10s through either. So it's very rare when I buy stuff online through Mercari or eBay, because I am a very big, like, let me pick it up, let me look at it.
Right.
Depending on the card. Yeah.
You know, even though my name is TCG Grading, I don't have a lot of graded cards. Articuno is my favorite. I have every Articuno card in a PSA 10 basically, and that's it. I don't have much of anything else. I have voice actor cards that with the signatures from events I've went to. But that's really it. Like, just Articuno cards. That's it.
Yeah, we
and a Stoutland V, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, didn't someone give that to you as a joke?
No, this is actually like my favorite story from the hobby. So this is the Stoutland V that was sent to me. I bought a Gold Star Mudkip, and this is what they sent me. So I paid $1,500 for a Gold Star Mudkip, and they sent this to me because it would match the weight, so they could try and scam me out of my money. And so like this is a Gold Star Mudkip basically, because that's what they sent me. It's just a funny story, and I never got my money back, by the way.
Oh, good. That's always.
This is a $1,500 CGC9 Stoutland V.
No, I'd fight someone. That's how you learn how to play catch, because I'm gonna start throwing hands.
Oh, we knew it was a gamble when we did it. It was a big thing in the Discord. Everyone's like, "Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's a scam." And I was just like,
I think I remember that. It was what, like
I was like,
I
have to try, because it was a PSA 9 Gold Star Mudkip, and I was like, if they actually sent it to me, that would be so amazing, because it was for the community member Mudkip's Revenge.
Yeah,
he's like, I can't afford it, and I was like, well, I'll buy it. And
is he here?
I don't know if he's here. He might be, but I was like, I'll buy it. I'll buy it, and if it's legit, I will sell it to you at the same price. And if it's not legit, I'll just try and get my money back. And it was not legit, obviously, and I did not get my money back. So it was just a big fat L.
I kind of remember that. And that's when Tallgrass or Diglett's Grass, when his little issue was going on around the same time. I don't exactly remember what happened either, because I wasn't part of his little.
He took a lot of pre-orders, and a lot of people started asking for their money back because the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection wasn't as hot as everybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
and he had already put in his order, and he couldn't refund the money because he didn't have the capital. That's all that happened. And as far as I know, everybody got their money back and everybody got their product. So.
Yeah, or they just took it as a loss. I know a lot of people.
I don't think anybody took it as a loss, because a lot of people just did a chargeback on it because he wasn't talking. As far as I know, everyone I know, they got their money back, they got refunded for chargeback, or they got their product.
Yeah, because I know he kind of just left it. He was one of the people that just left the Discord after a while. Yeah.
TCG Verse asks what both of our worst fake things we have ever gotten in the Pokemon TCG. Technically, the Stoutland V is not fake. That is 100% real.
Yeah.
It's just not a Gold Star.
I think the biggest fake thing I got was I was a kid. This is probably another reason why I don't buy off eBay or Amazon or Mercari that often.
Right.
Because I got a fake card one time when I was a kid, and I wasn't trying to fall for it again. It was a base set Venusaur. It was one I needed to complete the trio when I was a kid, so I was kind of upset about that.
The worst fake thing I've ever personally gotten. I can't honestly think of anything fake that I've ever been sent. I don't think I've ever been like legitimately sent fake things.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Thing. I mean, I've been scammed. That's not the same as it being fake.
That's not no. Because it's a real card. So yeah, you got scammed. Smokey Desart says, "I'm just waiting for my PSA return from Gonzo on Thursday. I'm super nervous." Yeah, Smokey sent me some cards a couple weeks ago. Miriam. What else did he say? It was like 6 Celebration Charizards. I almost kept one as a payment because I didn't pull one, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, he's going to send me more for October. Probably more Charizards. Imagine that.
I have about 600 cards at PSA right now. They've been really slow.
Mine have been, but maybe it's because you have. Is that all one order or is that within?
Separate? It's orders dating all the way back to like March.
Ooh, no, nothing's been taken. I think the longest any of mine have taken is like the whole 90 days.
I'm gonna log on my PSA really quick, and I'm gonna get up my oldest one.
On average, I think the longest one I have there is the one that's currently there, but that's because I fucked up on the submission. I sent in some stuff for myself and Retro Pokemon Gamer, and I got some Asian cards, the Asian Pikachu promo cards, the ones that you got for Scarlet and Violet.
Yep.
I thought I ordered some Japanese ones. And then like the research and ID phase was taking so long. I'm like, what the fuck? And then when it was done, they were Chinese. I'm like, what? And I look, I'm like, oh, that is Chinese. So I'm like, okay, let me go check my eBay really quick. And this is
I get a ton of people who send me Chinese cards thinking they're Japanese, and I have to break the news to them. So many like Acerola cards, Lily cards, female trainer cards. They're like, oh, this is worth so much money. And I'm like, unfortunately, it's Taiwanese or it's Chinese.
And I would have known if I looked at the back, but the day I got them in the mail, I was like, oh, cool, I'll just send them in with this submission. And I thought they were Japanese because that's what I bought. But then again, I'm like, oh, that is definitely Chinese. And then all my friends were like, oh, you should try to get your money back. I'm like, no, because then I have to send the product back. It's at PSA already. I'm taking it already as a loss. Yeah.
So I sent it a bunch of Tag Team All Stars, like Chinese Tag Team All Stars gold cards, and they're all like pop 1, pop 2, pop 3. And whenever eBay started doing the international sales, like where they could pay eBay to send it to them, I sold out of all of them in like 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Like they were just gone. I was just like, I was definitely charging way too little for those cards.
But some people do like the other languages. Like they do like to collect them. So you might get lucky and sell them to somebody who wants them and will pay premium.
Well, but once you realize the population in China,
they're low. They will ship. Yeah.
It's a huge population. Like, and there's a lot of people who read Chinese. So
I don't.
Having Chinese cards really isn't that bad of an idea. Like I've considered starting to buy Chinese booster boxes for that reason.
Because they're cheap. I know
they're really cheap right now.
A Grumpy
Charizard, the Japanese boxes of 2 years ago.
Yeah, a Grumpy Charizard does this. That's what he's doing right now. He's buying Chinese because they're cheaper than English and they're cheaper than Japanese. Korean too.
And Chinese.
The pull rate, like people need to know though, they're not the same pull rates as English or Japanese. They are completely different.
Nope. The backs are English backs with the Chinese or Korean language, so they look different.
But I'm talking about the pull rates. Like you can get a booster box, and you're not guaranteed.
You're not guaranteed anything, which makes the boxes weighable. So you have to be careful who you buy from.
Yeah.
Son of a Merc asked, "Have you guys pre-ordered 151?" I'm thinking I want to wait it out just to see how much we get printed. I think it's going to probably not go any lower than $120 a box, personally. Yeah. And the only way you're going to get it any less is if you get into like the lottery printings. I actually have a guide in my Discord on how to do that through like Tenso and to use basically fake addresses to get stuff from Japan shipped over to the United States. If you need help with that to get into the lotteries, sometimes they cancel those lottery submissions if you're not from Japan. But I've never personally had that happen. Like all the, like for instance,
I think it is going to be printed to the moon, son of a merc. I think it's going to be the same as the Charizard UPC.
Yeah, the demand is so high that it's not going to go under 120 a box anytime soon. But
it's a shame though that the people haven't learned their lesson for pre-orders and going to these sites and paying $300 for one box.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Just move on.
Just wait.
Just
wait.
go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Buy the single cards you want. Move on.
Yeah.
But like I got this at MSRP retail price by using the shipping guide that was put together by another community member. So I only paid $100 for my precious collector boxes, and otherwise I would have never got them because I would not pay $400, $500, $600 secondary market price for them. I just wouldn't. It's not worth it. Like all of these Japanese boxes I have right here, I paid $30 to $40 for every one of them. Double Blaze is like $300. EV Heroes is god awful high.
I think I paid for my Double Blaze that I opened while I was in Georgia when I was doing some police training. I think I bought it for like $60 and I opened it. But that was part of the gamble though. It was like I didn't know it was going to jump up.
Tag Team Japanese boxes were on Amazon, shipped by Amazon for less than $70 until 18 months ago.
Yeah. Now they're like $200-$300. I'm not mad at it though because the cards I got out there were some I wanted, so they're actually on the way to. I think they're at PSA now, or like some of them I got back, like the Charizard Reshiram Tag Team came back as a 10. Super stoked about it, and some people, I had to put in my Instagram bio at one point, like I am not a reseller. Everything's personal collection. Do not DM me about selling anything, especially when
I honestly just ignore
that stuff.
I ignore.
I
normally me every day. They're like, "How much for your boxes?" I'm like, first of all, you can't afford them. Second of all, you're wasting my time. Please go away.
Go away. Yeah. I'm gonna start pinging you hey, you having a flash sale for stuff you're not selling?
They're just not for sale. Like if it was for sale, then it would be posted for sale.
Yeah, exactly. I have if I post stuff for sale, I'm normally gonna put in my stories. That way, the people who are part of the community can see them first. But it's rare when I do it.
I mean, I buy stuff to sell it later. I do. Yeah. I'm honest about it. I'm upfront. But like today, a community member, his name's Alex. He's like, "Hey, do you have any Celebrations Charizard V boxes?" I was like, "Yeah." "How many do you want?" "I got a couple hundred in my basement." And he's like,
"Oh, is that all?"
Yeah. He's like, "Well, how much for 8?" And I was just like, "Well, just give me $20 for each, and you could pay shipping, and they're yours." He's like, "Well, just he's like, that's awesome because it would be, I live in New York and I don't ever see them, and they're like $35, $40 on TCG Player and eBay." So ended up costing them like $22 with shipping total for the 8 of them. And I'm gonna send it out to him tomorrow, and just that's about as close to flipping as I get. I actually lose money by giving stuff to people who can't find it themselves because I live in the middle of nowhere.
I do not. I live in San Diego, and my closest Target is still very heavily scalped.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's probably not even being scalped. It's probably just because the demand's so high.
Oh no, it's scalped at my Target. Okay. Yeah, they still have the signs. Like if I go the one I went to earlier today because of I just prefer to go that one. It's like a half hour away from my house. There's no signs for a limit purchase anymore. At the one over here by mine, there's still a 5 purchase limit, and it's 1 per item. So I can't get 2 Paldeval booster boxes. I can only get 1, and then 4 other. Yeah.
See, where I live, stuff sits on the shelf until I go buy it. I'm the only one in my area who buys stuff like regularly. There's a couple of Whatnot streamers, but I mean, I go grocery shopping on restock days, and I usually have first dibs.
Might as well pick it up. Yeah.
Right.
Smokey says, "I do have a special something I'm sending you as a thank you, Gonzo, in your next." Oh, okay. Yeah, Grumpy. That's normally what I'll take as a payment. Because I can't stop them from sending me stuff, is like not Grumpy, Smokey. They're like, "Hey, we're sending you something." When we send you something when we send our submissions, and I know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the reason I continue to just be a part of the community is because just people's kindness. Mm-hmm. Like on my birthday last year, somebody made this for me.
Yeah, that was so cool.
And they actually have been sending me one every year for the last couple of years. So I have a bunch of these, and they just they just change the name on it.
Yeah.
But it's just they send me one every year. They don't have to do that, and it's just
to
me that's one of my most prized possessions. I have a little cubicle up here on my desk of just stuff people have sent me, and just Articuno stuff that people have sent me, just being nice, and it means a lot.
Yeah, son of a Merc, he won one of the giveaways on Saturday, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to send you something when you get it." I was like, "Oh, cool!" Like I'll let you know when I make a video, or at least tag you on Instagram, depending on the size. He's like, "Oh, that's not necessary." He's like, "No, this is my first official fan mail. I'm gonna make a big fucking deal about it." He goes,
"Right?
Oh, no pressure." I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't mean to put pressure on you, man. I'm sorry."
I have other fan mail. Like I've had like people have made me birthday cards and stuff, like their kids and stuff. And I have them in a drawer. I can't display them because there's just, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I have a drawer of like birthday cards and stuff like that where they like hand drew it. And
yeah, those are really cool.
Like I would give away like all of my stuff before I gave away those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Retro Pokemon Gamer says, go ahead, take your time. Hey, Pidgey boys, Harsh. Harsh, god damn it. I knew you were gonna do it. Hopefully you get your stuff in soon, Harsh. We have a holiday here in the States today, so the mail's not moving. So hopefully your package gets to Canada. Hopefully by the end of the week, the starting of next week. Last time your package got to you really quickly. Retro Pokemon Gamer says, the DB cards I sent you, Gonzo, were strange with English on front and Japanese on the back. Yeah, no, I've never seen those before. Like, I'll send in stuff for people that aren't Pokemon related.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm the same way. I don't know anything about it, but I'll send it. Why not?
Yeah, I'll send it. Yeah. Like, the only thing I asked him was like, hey, like, if I need help finding the cards to submit them properly, like, I might like hit you up. But even then, like, there's so many
good knowledge. It's good knowledge. Like
I just can't do sports. I can't do sports to save my fucking life. Because
the reason why you can't do sports to save your life is because there's like 700 different color variations.
Exactly. Like my brother does. I helped my brother do his sports when he first started grading his sport cards again. And he was like, hey, what how should I do this? I'm like, put in the player's name, put in the number. Like, this is the information you want. He goes, okay, but what about the color? So I'm looking at the card. And I'm like, is it eggshell or is it white? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, we had to call his wife. I'm like, hey, what is this? She's like, oh, that's eggshell. We're like, okay, put in eggshell. And then we're like, okay, what is this? Is this periwinkle or is this baby blue? And she's like, fuck.
You can send in stuff without actually documenting it properly. You can just send in you can send a stack of cards, but they are people. And if you do that, they're going to be unhappy with you.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Try your best.
Kitten X Panda says toes. That would be this. That's how you get your toes. Are you doing your Hobbit feet, or is it just me?
No, I got Hobbit feet, man.
Canada, eh?
Tips for toes.
Tips for toes, man. Yeah, you were there for the Opossum Bud stream, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that got out of hand real quick.
The candles and stuff like that. It was kind of nasty. A little bit. It was a little nasty.
Harsh Level X has a question on the question side of the chat. He says, TCG grading. Son of a bitch. Do you like Raichu?
The only Pokemon that I really am a big fan of is Articuno.
Yeah.
And mainly that's because when I was a kid, my very first birthday present I ever got was a Game Boy Color.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Red, and Pokemon Blue. And whenever I was going through beating like the Elite Four, Articuno was so clutch.
Yeah.
Ice Beam just demolished the Elite Four, and it let me level everything up. So that just became my favorite.
Articuno and Zapdos are my favorite of the birds, and Zapdos beats Articuno just a little bit because it's electric type, and that's my favorite typing. But yeah, I never use Moltres in the Elite Four. I always use Articuno and Zapdos when I was a kid.
It's just a chicken, man. It's just a chicken.
It's just a chicken. It's a KFC.
So the sprite in the old games was so bad.
So stupid.
So bad.
It's so stupid.
I cannot be seen with Moltres on my team.
Like, for you guys who don't know what it looks like, let me look.
It's bad.
Sprite. Not Sprite. Images.
But if you guys have any questions, anything like that, I'm more than happy to share. Any questions about what I do, how I do it, anything you guys want to know. I'm a pretty open book about stuff. Anything that I do, you guys could do it.
Yeah, like these are so bad.
No, the one where like his neck is curved and he looks like a legit rubber chicken is the worst. I don't see it on there.
I think it's this
It's
one.
like whenever it's in battle. It's whenever it's in battle, like the neck
It might
is like
be his back sprite.
maybe it's Gen 2.
Maybe. Did I spell correctly? This one?
No.
I think no.
Yeah, that one. That
Yeah.
one. That one on the right. That one right there. And then
Yeah.
like whenever you were actually in battle, whenever you were using it, like all you could see was like the neck like turned over, like it was goofy.
Yeah, these are all the Gen 1 and Gen 2 sprites. Yeah, the rubber chicken one looks bad. Like
Yeah,
even
and then the one on the far right, the Gen 1 sprite that's on the far right.
Yeah, it looks like he's a My Chemical Romance fan.
Yeah, and the one below that is just like rubber chicken.
So bad.
It's terrible. But yeah, you couldn't be seen with Moltres on your team.
Yeah, Zapdos just looks angry, and I love it. He's so mad all the time. Yeah, all the blue Pokemon and water Pokemon are my favorite for some reason. It might be because your favorite color, favorite Pokemon, favorite type. There's nothing wrong with that. Ninetales all the way says son of a Merc. I never battled against someone using Moltres. Yeah, me either. Even on the VGC side when I played
the typing's terrible and it's weak to so much stuff, and it
just give it one rock and you're done.
It's not good.
Yeah, Dizzy. Dizzy's here. Oh, there is Dizzy. Hey, what's
Dizzy,
up,
what's
God?
up?
I love Dizzy. Dizzy's my girl. Yeah, everyone's saying hello to Dizzy. How do you have that many WotC boxes behind you? Says Kitten X Panda. Yeah, you want to talk about it again?
I mean, we talked about it kind of at the beginning briefly, but I just bought them as a teenager and I just kept them. That's basically it. I bought them when they were cheap and I just never sold them. I never got to the point where I had to sell them. And that's the biggest thing is a lot of people struggle with, they'll buy stuff with the intent of holding on to it. And then life happens. You have kids, your car breaks down, you need money for something. And that's the first thing to go because it is a luxury item. It's not something you have to have. Yeah. And I was lucky enough to always be in a position where I was working and I was stable because I worked so hard that I never had to get rid of my older stuff. And then it got to the point where it wasn't worth selling it because the memory and nostalgia was just so high for it that selling it would make me sad. So I just did it. I just kept it. And, I get offers all the time, hey, will you sell that? How much do you want for that? I've had people offer me $300,000 for my first edition box. And it's just like,
jeez,
like I don't really need it. Like,
well, it's that. And then at the end of the day, you are still going to lose money because you have to pay the taxes on it. And what's going to happen if they're like, oh, we'll do a payment plan, then start paying?
What taxes? What are you talking about? I paid $299,000 for it.
Yeah. Retro Poke Gamer says, TCG grading. What is your most cherished card in your collection? Not necessarily the most valuable.
Well, the birthday cards, probably.
That someone made for you?
Yeah, the ones that I had made for me. Those are my favorite. Like, I would pick this over any card that I have.
Then, of course, your Stoutland.
Yeah, the Stoutland's a pretty good one. I don't really have any of my binders handy because I take my binders with me when we're playing, so they're in my book bag that's in the car currently.
I need to fix my trade binder so bad. Mine's
probably one of my favorite, like all-time, like I guess it's not really a card, but it is a card. I'll show it to you. I have it sitting right here. The ANA boarding passes, the gold boarding passes, like I don't want it to fall out because it's still, like that. But like the Pikachu and the Mewtwo and Mew, I really like those a lot. Non-Articuno stuff, basically any Articuno card, and then these are cool, I think. The ANA gold cards, I like those quite a bit.
Those are I like those, and then the old school payphone cards.
Yep. Yeah. I have a ton of those. I keep trying to get PSA to grade them.
Yeah,
every time I send in a submission, I send in 2 of them with all of the information, trying to get them to grade them, but they won't do it.
I don't know what you're doing wrong because they've graded them before.
They grade phone cards. They grade other phone cards, like the Moltres Zapdos Articuno ones. They have graded those, but they won't grade any of the other ones. Like the Pikachu's Vacation one, that's the one I send mostly. And then the Lugia Movie 2000 with the bird silhouettes in the back.
Have you asked them like what you need to do or what needs to happen for you to get that on the grading list?
I've never like directly, like I've emailed them about it and they just say it's not part of our registry.
Yeah, but how is it going to be part? How is anything part of the registry until someone grades it?
I don't know. They had to have like had a way to verify that those phone cards of the ones they did grade were legit.
Yeah,
and maybe the other ones are just too easy to fake.
Oh, maybe
that's the only thing I could think of on why they wouldn't.
That's a safe bet because if it's a counterfeit and they grade it, then they're in the same spot as CGC a lot of the time.
Guy.
Yeah.
I'll go grab my binder. You can read off some questions. I'll go grab my binder and we can show Son of a Merc my my trade binder.
For sure. TCG verse, happy birthday, my friend. Early birthday. Zach, the Poker Collector. Every time I build a trade binder, I trade them for LGS's credit. Hey, that's not bad though, because you're building up your credit and you might be able to get something crazy one day. I'm broke as fuck. I'd sell it. With singles, Son of a Merc says, with singles, do you guys buy multiple of some things just in case you want to sell one day, or just depends? For me, it does depend on what the card is, what the Pokemon is, and how much it is. Like for Raichu cards, I'll buy 2 or 3 of them at a time if they're within reason, or if it's a high ticket item, then I'm just buying one, and if that's all I can get, that's all I can get. SDC in the house saying awesome support. How you doing, SDC? I
am going to be in Hawaii 100%.
Where's
okay. SDC asked if we're going to Hawaii for Worlds. I will be there. So somebody asked like what my favorite card item was. This is actually my favorite non-card item. These are Shikishi artboard, and
you can grade those. Someone was selling those at Collecticon. They had that one specifically.
I sent in 100. I sent in 100 Shikishi artboards to be graded a couple months ago. So
nice.
I will have a huge supply of those graded soon.
There was a few of them I wanted to pick up, but I was like, I want them, but I don't know where I'm going to put them. I would display them. They're so cool. They're huge.
They're massive.
They're so fucking cool though. That was the first time I've ever seen them, and I'm like, I want these. And my wife was like, "The fuck you do?" And she just started shoving me away. I was like,
"No, you can't do anything with them. You can't do anything with them."
I show them to people to let them know my dick is bigger than theirs.
Right.
That's yeah.
But this is the kind of stuff that I collect.
Show us
all the weird
goods.
Stuff.
Yeah,
all the weird stuff, Articuno related. It's kind of hard to show, but just basically anything I can get my hands on, Articuno wise.
Some of those, like, oh yeah, those are really cool. I've seen them.
Yeah. I have every single one of these graded in a PSA 10, and then I have them all in my binder as well.
I love the one from the second movie with the Slow King. That's still.
Yeah, and then like the weird stuff, stickers and little.
Is that the little the coin for the arcade game? Mm-hmm. Was that what that was? The little like arcade playing game where you put the coin in? Yeah.
Yep. You slide it into the little like slot, and it just it's in the from 1997 or something like that. Yeah. Just crazy old.
Yeah. Harsh says Gonzo, just drop by and say hello and have a good stream. Much love. Hey Harsh, thank you so much. Man, Harsh, you're always welcome to come in, take your time. He's ever since he's joined my community and been on my page, he gained mod status so quick just because of like how awesome he is in this chat. Yeah. But there's a lot of people like that. There's so many people like that. I'm like, I want to mod you, but everyone would have blue names.
I have 2, and that's it. And it's not like I can't replace them because they're the OGs.
Yeah, I have like one of my mods is like that too. She shows up like once every 2 months. I'm like, hey, you showed up. That's a crispy Burger King card. Says
I love the Burger King cards. I love them.
They're so cool.
I actually have the full set framed. I'm weird, so
yeah. So
I have them framed.
Yeah, says what I miss. We missed how he's been great holding on to these packs, the boxes behind him since he was 2 years old when he was working. Yeah, that's cool. That is, yeah, man. I wish hindsight is always 2020 when you're looking at stuff from a kid.
Right. I have one in a frame that's got the Charizard just like dead center. I'm just like, man, I really want to just crack it out and grade it.
You should. Jay's Corner TCG says, "What's up, Gonzo?" Hey, Jay, how you doing, my man? Your legs. Joey has legs for days. He's so sexy.
Oh, baby.
How tall are you, Tim? Because you seem like you're a tall guy. I'm assuming you're like 6'1".
I am 5'11" and like 99 100ths.
You're 6 foot. You son of a bitch.
I'm technically not. I'm as close as you can get. So yeah. I just say I'm 5'11". But I'm a really big 5'11".
Yeah, maybe that's why, because you give off that like I'm tall vibe. Yeah. But SDC in the question side of the chat says Hawaii 2024 Worlds.
100%. I'll be there.
Yeah, I will be there too. I will be bringing my wife. I'm hoping to go as a competitor. I have been playing a lot.
So hard.
But it's so hard. Yeah, I'm going to go as a spectator for sure.
I have won. Yeah. I have 6 wins between challenges and cups. Yeah. And I only have like 100 points, and you need
600.
You need 600 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son, he has 314 right now.
Yeah, and that's without going to a. Yeah, exactly. That, and I was about to say that's not going to a regional tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Pittsburgh. We'll be in Peoria. We'll be in Knoxville. We'll be in Indianapolis. We'll be in New Orleans. Yeah. And maybe one more.
I have plans to go to the Charlotte one to meet up with a Grumpy Charizard, to meet up with I think Chris Pye said he's going to go. I'm going to meet up with a bunch of like the West Coast guys or East Coast guys when I go there. Hopefully that's still the plan. And then I want to go to all the ones here in California.
It's so competitive, man.
So it's
so rough.
So it's really hard. Says I was 5'10". I'm shrinking. I've been there. It's because
you do shrink. I mean, if you measure yourself at 5 a.m. and then you measure yourself at 5 p.m., you'll be about 3 centimeters shorter.
Yeah,
just how it works.
Yeah, Joey goes from 6'7" to 6'6".
That's funny.
He's really not that tall, but he's so much taller than everyone else in the Pokemon community that we hang out with that we just say he's like 13 feet sometimes. Like, did you see Ian's trailer that he did with all the content creators here in San Diego?
No, I'm pretty. I pretty much keep to myself. I have 4 kids. I work, and I'm a pretty busy guy, and I do my best to be around, but it can't be at the cost of my family and my responsibility.
Right. Yeah.
So
I know, I totally understand that, because Joey and I talk from time to time, and we'll both be like, "Hey, sorry I couldn't be there for the whole stream." I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, man. We're both fathers. We both have jobs."
That's what it is. Busy.
Yeah, we're just busy. And people do it to me all the time, like, "Hey, sorry I missed your stream." I'm like, don't ever feel like you guys need to apologize.
Just rewatch it. Just put it on in the background.
Yeah, you coming in for 10 minutes.
Go to the playlist and click play all when you go to work. Just let it run.
Yeah, Harsh, like, just do what Harsh does. Come in, to hang out for a few minutes, talk to people. I'm completely happy with that. It means everything to me just doing that. But so Ian made a trailer where it's like the content creators and making it like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of spoof, and it's really good. But there's a scene that we did with Joey, and I'm looking up at him like, "Why are you so tall?" He's really not that much taller than me.
Did you feel like Rocket?
No. But like I did have to do one of these to like shrink down to make him appear taller.
Right.
But like he's maybe, I want to say like maybe 4 or 5 inches taller than me, but I shrunk down to make it look like he was a good foot taller than me. But Joey, I think he's legitimately like maybe 6'3", if I'm being honest.
It's not necessarily a good thing.
Just ban guns on my head on stuff. Yeah.
Just ban them everywhere.
Everywhere.
I got banned on YouTube. Like my channel TCG Grading is currently not usable because they said I was a bot. So I've actually been doing
so fucking crazy to me. That's goofy,
man. I've been doing a competitive channel. It's called Timmy Foo. That was actually going to be my original name before I chose TCG Grading, and it's actually performing really, really well. And it doesn't cost me anything to make those videos, and they've already got more views than all of my videos that I've done the last 3 years on this channel. So,
and you were doing a really good series where you spun the wheel, and that would determine how much money you get to purchase stuff for.
Right.
And it was for the community,
Right.
not
It was
for
a community
yourself.
portfolio,
Yeah.
and everything was going to be given away at the end of the year. And we just kind of kept track. And then I can't do anything with it because like I still have it and like I've still been doing it. So whenever they let me come back, I should be able to come back in November. I'm going to do like a 30-minute video where I catch everybody back up on what I've been buying for the community portfolio.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, they're like, you can appeal this as long as you haven't deleted a video from your channel. And me being a dummy, apparently, I deleted a video from my channel that was irrelevant. It was just like one that was unlisted. And I was just deleting it to get it out of the way. And so that made it so I was unable to appeal their I'm a bot decision.
So now you have to wait, what, another
3 months.
3 months? That's so stupid.
Yeah, it was 3 more months after that. So November.
Yeah, Just Josh and says sick as hell, but one that's smack that like. Night. Hey, Just Josh, and thank you so much. Yeah, Josh, mods, please drop your own links. Drop TCG Gradings links for his Discord, for his Instagram. Joshin's, Joey's. Who else was in here? KFC was here. Please drop all the likes and the links for everybody. Show some support. Show some love. Summer Evie, how you doing? Hello. How you doing, friend? Let's go back to the grading stuff for community members, because I think from my recent memory, there's only been one card that PSA sent back that they completely damaged, and it was that Palkia card. What that one, I knew that was for a member of the community. Has he continued to use you for a middleman, or did he blame you? Did he blame PSA?
Like I'm not sure which one you're talking about, to be honest. I've had people get really low grades on their cards.
No, it was a they damaged the PSA, or I don't know if they did it or if it
I had
a
Charizard, I had a Charizard and a Gengar come back crushed because of shipping. Those were Mudkip Revenge cards, and we just sent them in to be repaired, and they sent them back.
No, this one it was like they sent it in a back in the semi-rigid with the sticker says could not grade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
It was a Palkia, Palkia V-Star, I think.
No, it was
it was the Ultra Palkia.
No, it was the Holland Phantoms, like Delta Species cards. It was like Meganium and Metagross.
Oh yeah, those ones too. Yeah, I do remember those.
Yeah,
ones.
They came back as altered because there were pin marks on them, and once we got them back, they were like, oh yeah, they actually graded them, and then in second quality check, they found the pin marks, and then they basically ungraded them.
Yeah, I do remember.
They broke them out of the case
too.
and sent them back. And that guy, he sent me stuff. He sends me stuff all the time. It wasn't anybody's fault. You can't do anything about it.
I'm talking about the one from the Hisuian, was it like origin form Palkia, the one that looks like it's on a checkboard chess piece. That one I think they damaged it and they refunded you what the cost would have been if it was a 10.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
if
man,
it was a serious thing, I would definitely remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to refund people before. I've accidentally sent I sent a Moonbryon to the wrong person before.
Oh shit! And they're like, "No, you're not getting this back."
Well, I can't. I'm not mad. I don't blame them. It was my fault. But I knew who I sent it to, and then I reached out, and I was like, "Hey, can I get this back? You know, it's theirs," and they just never replied.
Of course.
So
not.
it was a PSA 9, so it was like $600, and instead of taking the $600, they're like, "Hey, do you have any like booster boxes I can have?" So I sent them a list of boxes I had, and they're like, "Can I get an XY Fates Collide? Can I get a Crimson Invasion? And can I get I had like 6 theme decks that they didn't have." It ended up being like $800 worth of stuff, but I was just like, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Hey,
just to pay them back. That's like the only thing crazy that's ever really happened with me grading cards for people, is I did accidentally put shipping label on wrong thing. But yeah, as soon as we figured it out, I like, that's like, it's not really a guarantee because it's not, I don't have to do it. But if I mess something up, I'm just going to give your money back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal for me.
It's also just good business too. Like even though you're taking everything as a loss already, it just helps people be like, hey, he messed up, but he'll fix it. He'll make sure everything's up to date.
Yeah. And when he got the box of stuff, he told everybody, he's like, hey, I had this bad experience where I got sent the wrong card, but I reached out and he basically just gave me everything I wanted
Yeah.
to fix it. But it ended up working out because
I even got his firstborn child.
right. But it actually ended up being better for me too because I didn't pay $800 for that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I paid like $80 for the booster boxes, even though they're worth
No
$400 or
big deal.
$500 now.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're worth that much now, that's not how much I paid. So it didn't really feel like a huge loss. I felt really
Right.
bad, but it happens. People send me their stuff to crack open and like they send me their CGC slabs and they'll be like, hey, can you crack those open for me and send them to PSA? And then like, I'm like, if I damage it, I'm not responsible, basically.
Yeah.
I've never damaged one, but like people trust me to do it. So they they send me their stuff. I had the Japanese Moonbryon that was he bought it for $900 in a 9.5. He sent that to me to crack open. My hand was I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna destroy this. No, it was really.
Do you still grade with CGC? Because I think at one point you were grading with CGC as well, or is it strictly PSA now?
So I like CGC personally. Like I just like their cases. Okay. Personally. Financially, no. If I'm grading it to sell, it's not going to CGC. If I'm grading it for my personal collection, I'll send it to CGC.
Yeah.
I buy CGC cards to flip through PSA all the time. Like for instance, like I have like these in like pristine 10s through CGC, and they're worth more than a PSA 10. It's the gold label, not this one.
Yeah.
But there's only like 3 of them in the world, and I have 2 of them. And like they're worth more than the PSA, but that's like super niche, like very rarely gonna happen. I'm trying to find it here, but it's just hiding.
Yeah, Chris Pye says, "Where's the mullet? It's coming in. I haven't cut it yet to start forming the mullet. I'm waiting until one of my wife's friends' wedding in 2 weeks because she doesn't want me to have a mullet at her friend's wedding. So it's coming. It's just taking time. But where's your mullet, Chris? Huh?
I think I could do a mullet. I could just like pull all this back.
Chris can't do a mullet. That was mean. I'm sorry.
I would definitely have a mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already got the receding hairline.
Yeah, I made it to 30, and I just started losing my hair at 35. So I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Yes, divorce. Ooh. Don't ever get married. It's a trap.
I am married. I have 2 kids. That's a trap.
It's a trap.
I can use my back hair. I know that. I have a homemade sweater vest on underneath this shirt. I'm roasting right now.
R&D Pokemoners asked, has there ever been a card that you refuse to crack open? No. If you want me to crack it, I will crack it. I cracked open a $4,000 Japanese Moonbryon. And if I would have damaged it, it would have been would have been a loss. But the upside was so high that
you just gotta believe, Chris. So it says I could do a skullet. Yeah, you and Chris can do a skullet too. Yeah, but he's not man enough to grow out the sand trap hairstyle.
Like how clean does that look? Like be honest. Like it's super clean.
I kind of like the frosted look myself. I prefer the PSA ones.
Like in person,
but it's preference.
It's so nice. And then like they will also personalize your cards. You see how that has my name on the back?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so you pay them $5 more, and they'll customize the back of your card. So like this was a giveaway.
Yeah.
That I was doing a video where I was opening packs, and this was the pull from the pack, and I sent it in to be graded for them, and it just came back. I haven't sent it to them yet, but I'm gonna send it to them, and then it has my name on it, and it's just a little something extra for them.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's a lot of fun.
If I do CGC, I'll pay for the $5. Just go fuck yourself, and then give it to people.
I don't know if they would do that.
They might. CGC's they're known to be down for the money.
But like Altarts and CGC 10, I buy these all day, and I just regrade them in PSA, and it's 75% increase.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to lose anything.
I'm trying to find that pristine 10.
Keeps an origin story of the slab. Yeah, pretty much. It tells you who graded it, who bought it, stuff like that.
Right. And so like somebody could add their name to it. Like if like you as Gonzo got the card from me, you could add your name under it. And it just provides a
just keep a cycle.
Yeah, and so like
a fucking library card.
Like imagine like a first edition Shadowless Charizard. Yeah. And like it just has a lineage of where it's been. Like it to me, that's just awesome. But like these, like this is a pop 3, it's worth more than a PSA 10. A PSA 10 is
But
like
because
$50
of the population.
because of the population.
Yeah.
So if it's like a really low pop pristine 10, CGC is better.
Yeah.
If not, leave it alone. I'm actually working on a video where I sent in perfect 10s to Beckett to try and get black labels. And I'm just waiting for them to come back. They should be back.
I remember that. I think we were talking about that in the Discord for.
Yep. I sent in.
We were talking about it for like a month. You were like, "Should I do it? Should I do it?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." Like I think you had a couple of people like, "No, don't do it. Don't do it."
I wish I wouldn't have because of the label change, but if they come back black labels, it'll be huge.
Oh yeah, because it like triples the price just because it's a black label.
Yep.
Which is cool. Like I've graded with Beckett.
If I get one black label out of the whole 10, out of all 10 cards that I sent, if I get one black label, it'll pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just one. I only need one.
Yeah, TCG versus that sounds like an awesome community project, getting as many different names on a slab as possible. It's just all it does is it just reminds me of the old school library renting system. Like you can be like, oh yeah, my friend got this book. I want this book.
But for really expensive cards, that could be really, really valuable. Like to know that, you know, somebody really famous had it. Like if say like the One Ring that Post Malone had his name on the back.
And then he sells it.
Yeah, and then he sells it. Then that person could add their lineage to it. Like to me, that would be like.
But at that point, like when you start getting celebrities and everything else involved, at that point, is the money in that card, is it more valuable because who's owned it in the past, or is it still because of the card?
Exactly. It's just added value. Not me personally, because I'm nobody, but like say you had a card that had Leonhardt, Pokerev, Real Breaking Nate, like the 2 million plus subscriber guys like Max Mofo.
Yeah.
Like, say you had like all of them as the lineage, and like they all signed it. Like how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Like it would just be cool.
Yeah, I guess on that side it would be, but like it's still like, all right, now because now you got to put the price in on the card itself in the grade that it got, but then you got to look at the back. Oh, this person owned it at one point. That's another $500. Like as a collector and
Donald Trump owned this PSA. You know, he owned the CGC 5 Pidgey. Whoa.
Whoa.
Know? But the problem is there's not a lot of verification that goes into it. You could literally so like with me being the first person, I can just add whatever I wanted to it. So like I could have put your name on it instead of mine because there's no verification as like the original person. So it could get a little wacky.
Yeah.
Unless they actually like made it like an authentication process.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good idea, in my opinion. It's a good idea.
It's a good theory and it's good thought. Yeah,
it just adds fun. That's all it is for me.
Yeah.
And like,
Ghastly says, giving away my slab sign secrets. Stop. Yeah, she had me, Ian, Joey. Those are the only 3 people I know of that she has graded cards, and we like legitimately took a marker and signed the back of them. So that's pretty cool. Right.
Yeah. I have a little game.
Chumley for the win.
I have a little game we're gonna play. Okay. First person to tell me what this pack is and where it's from, I'll send it to him for free. Okay.
Someone's gonna Google the shit. I'm about to pull up Google right now.
You could play too. You could play. All right. I'm gonna show the pack. First person that knows what it is puts it in the chat. I'm gonna send it to him for free. Just reach out on Instagram or Discord. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here's the pack. What is this and where is it from?
Pokemon Cards of Action cards, 108 cards, 3 packs, 3 cards per pack. It looks like it's a promo pack from obviously the Pokemon Hoenn regions, Pokemon Advance, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be actual Pokemon cards in there just because of the size and length of it. Is it
first person? We'll just leave it right here while we talk until someone figures it out.
Spanish? Oh, fucking Google. Here I come. Google.
It's a cool pack, man. You could add it to your collection. I don't care who gets it. First person.
Action pack.
It is Italian. Ghastly Grabs has that right. It is Italian.
Pokemon Advance Action Cards, a series of collectible cards, Main 2004, 108 totals with the lenticolor hologram. Oh, so hologram cards that, like, when you move them around, they should do different things. There are 5 cards featuring characters from Pokemon anime to the action flips, sold in packs where 3 are available in the UK, France, and Italy. That's cool. Every Hoenn so it's from the Hoenn Pokedex, except Deoxys and Jirachi.
Yep.
That is really cool.
There you go. I'll let you pick the winner. You can pick the winner.
R&D got the closest because he pretty much just read what I just looked at it. So he probably
I think he Googled it too.
Yeah, I would have. I had no idea what that is.
Just let me know where to send it, and I'll send it their way.
Yeah, Ghastly got the language right, but she didn't get what the actual item was. So I gotta say R&D.
I was like, what? I asked what it is, not what language it is.
Yeah,
that's
R&D for the win. Yeah,
R&D for the win. All right,
yeah.
We'll send this to R&D. I have an obscene amount of these things. I bought these for $1.08 a piece.
How much are they going for now?
Like 50. They're not super expensive. They're like $15, but I have an obscene amount of these things. But it's one of the
they're still going for $15. That's crazy though. That is really cool.
I have probably close to 500. I have a lot.
Jesus.
I have a lot of them.
Oh, is that all 500?
Well, the guy sent them from Italy to me, and that's what he charged. And he loaded the box. Like, he sent me like 80 more than I actually bought too. It was really cool.
That is really cool. I'm really curious on what the singles are and what they look like and what they're selling for as singles. But
if you Google advanced action flip cards, you'll get the picture of it.
Good old Bulbapedia.
Bulbapedia is legit.
Oh yeah, I used to have some of these when I was a kid.
They're the ones where, like, if you like scrape your nail across it, it makes like a sound. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I wonder, like, and I've seen some people grade these too.
They look really cool in a PSA case.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool. I'm really happy for you, R&D. Just now you gotta grade them, flip them, and get halfway there to card party with those. Do you plan on going to card party next year?
I don't know where it's going to be at.
Is that what you're waiting on, this location, before you decide if you're going to go or not?
I probably won't. Like, I'm not like a super like into being like in the big crowds.
Yeah.
Or like doing like events like that where like people would know who I was. Like, I'm kind of like a shy, you know.
Oh, I am not.
Like a medium amount of anxiety, kind of keep to myself type of person.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but card party was such a crazy experience, and I'm glad Ian and Joey got their peer pressure going and got me to go, because it was so, like, it was a really cool experience, even for the little guys. I would love to have you go. That way we can like meet up.
It'd be
and
fun.
Do all that stuff. Yeah. I know some
the
other
real
people.
question is what are they? They're action cards, so whenever you reflect them, they change poses. And they have like a textured finish on them. They're a little bit smaller than normal cards. Just something that's kind of unique, random, just kind of how Pokemon is. They have all sorts of really cool stuff.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, Pokemon has exclusive stuff all over the world. Like, that's a UK and British.
Like these.
Advanced stacks.
Like just random stuff. Whoop. I dropped it.
Well, but that's
stuff like that.
Yeah. That was UK. It was UK, France, and Italy exclusive.
Right. Like, that one was only in 3 countries in the world. And like, stuff like this, just weird stuff.
I want that one because there's Raichu on it. I had the sticker one on a binder that I've had for years when I was a kid.
If I have another one of these, I'll send it to you.
Don't worry about it. Don't do it because I'll have to Venmo you money.
No, because like this was sent in the box of those Italian ones for free. He just sent me. So for me, it was free. So like, it's not like I'm not losing nothing by giving it to you for free, but I want to have another one.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, Like when I do my giveaways with my slabs and stuff, when I get returns, that's why I send in so many duplicates.
Right.
I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna send them in. And sometimes like I'll give them the worst of the grades just because like they're my cards to begin with.
Yeah,
but
like this is just a cool giveaway. It's like a $10 card, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like that.
Yeah. And some people might not have it. Yeah. So what do we have to do to get you to open up one of those boxes behind you right now?
I won't do it. Okay, so like,
even if we gave you the retail, the secondary market, like for some
No.
now, oh, thanks for the free $500. And
so
I
the
leave the
jungle
stream.
box right there, I don't know if I think that is actually not sealed. But it was my very first booster box I ever opened.
Yeah.
So I just kept it. So this one is not sealed. This is just the box.
Is it an empty box?
Yeah, it's just an empty box.
But people still buy empty boxes.
They do. Like if I were to sell just the empty, how do I open this? There we go.
With your hands.
So like this one, for instance, come on. It doesn't want to come out, but it looks like it's sealed, but it's not. It's not. It's just I put the wrapper back on after I opened it, and I just left it in the box for like 10 years.
Yeah. Well, people buy vintage boxes.
I promise you that this one is empty.
Yeah.
I opened one of them and I regret it to this day.
There's a shop here that was selling a sealed, well, half sealed, half open box, and then a completely sealed one for $7,000.
Getty Gaming in St. Louis, Missouri. I was there last weekend. They had a French first edition box for $20K. I was like,
why so much?
That's nothing. That's so cheap.
Really, for a jungle
random
box?
language first edition booster box?
Oh, was it base set or jungle?
Base
set.
I
thought we were still talking about jungle. That's why.
No. Jungle's no.
Yeah, that's why I was like, 20 grand for jungle. Someone's out of their mind.
Yeah, no.
That's how kids are made. Why would you open an advanced pack if it's not worth it? Don't worry about it. Oh, he's talking about the ones that you just gave away to R&D. One of the free ones.
I was gonna give that one to them, but if he wants us to open it, we can.
Oh no, that was son of a Merc asking, not R&D.
I mean, we can open it.
That's up to
R&D wants to open it, we can open it. I'll still send it whatever's inside to him. Yeah. You could get a Charizard. No.
So I guess as a player, collector, hobbyist, how do you feel about like every couple of sets there's a random Charizard set just to get people hyped up? Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care about Charizard. If I get a Charizard, I sell it. So
yeah.
It was kind of a meme like for me for a while where I didn't pull a Charizard from any set for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And the first one I got was Vivid Voltage, like the rare from that. So after like 5 years, I finally got a Charizard, but it was a Vivid Voltage non-holo rare. I do have a bunch. I would just have to go dig them out of a tote.
This is one of the cards I'm trying to sell just to make some space in my case. It's a $30 card, but it's I'm surprised it's not moving because it's a Charizard.
Let the people see. Says R&D. R&D. If you want me to open it, I will.
It's your pack at this point.
I mean, I can dig one out. I would 100% just open one, but I don't have one out. The only reason that these are on my table is because I wanted to give some stuff away while we were talking tonight.
Oh, dope. Yeah, for sure.
I know where it's at, but it's in a tote in my basement.
Yeah, but it's all R&D. We'll ask you one more time. Are you sure? Because it's yours at the end of the day now.
I might have one chilling back here. While he answers, I'll look.
Yeah. Orange. I love looking at the chat from this program when people are using emojis because it doesn't show up as emojis. Charizard. What the hell is that? That's not the same thing,
random stuff. So this is a code card for Sun and Moon where you could get Charizard in the video game if you pulled the sticker and you put in the code. But I'm weird and I just put it in a card saver.
Oh, so that's like okay, I know what that is because it's like one of the ones you get on a GameStop.
I send the PSA trying to get them to grade,
and they won't grade it.
If they ever were to grade this, I would sell it to TCA Gaming.
Yeah. So
all right. Our says go ahead and open it. So we're gonna open up his. We'll see what's inside.
For sure. You know the professor's research card that you got from the Pokemon Center where it came with the code for Pokemon Go? I graded that with Beckett.
With Beckett? How'd it go?
They graded it. It came back as a 9, I think.
Inside of the sleeve or inside?
No, I took it out. I take everything out of the sleeve because
Ooh.
I know they'll grade it with sleeve, but it's easier for them to take it out too.
All right, we have Crawdont and Corefish.
Those are so cool.
They are. That's why I wanted to give them away, because it's just like you don't see them every day. They're not super valuable, but they're just really cool. Oh, you got the Kyogre. I'm jealous. That is awesome.
Where's Ian? Ian needs that card.
Look at that. Look at that Kyogre. So cool. That's one of the better ones you can get. And it's double-sided. So, like, the front and the back both look the same.
So it's a rainbow? It's a rainbow rare equivalent?
Yeah, basically, this is actually a really good pull. Like, this is a good pull.
Will PSA or see any of the grading companies that you know of, would they grade those? PSA would grade those?
Yeah, PSA and Beckett. And then the last one is Mightyena with Poochyena.
I like that one. Those
the Kyogre one is really cool. So, like, if you can see, I don't know if you can see, but like on the rare one, it was double-sided, and then on the non-rare ones, it just has the plain back with the reflective on the front. It's a bad angle on my camera. Oh no, I gotta find a sleeve for this Kyogre, because that's the one you want to see. One of the ones from Gen 2 there. Oh.
So for the Kyogre, it's selling for about $7 on average.
Yeah, they're not super expensive, but they're not expensive at all, but that is the one you want to see right there. If you don't want it, I'll buy it.
PSA, whoa, shit. PSA 9 is going for $100.
For the Kyogre?
For that Kyogre.
There's probably not a PSA 10. It's probably 0 pop.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's so really cool. Hey, R&D.
I told you, it's the one you wanted to see.
Yeah.
Got a good one.
Yeah, you can grade it in this almost 7 times. I don't know math. Yeah, $99 it's on sale for. I wonder if there's...
It would not be a 10. There's a scuff on his gill. It's a little black scuff, so it wouldn't get a 10. But
I'd imagine none of those probably get a 10 a whole often, just because of the, like we were talking about earlier, those ridges on it probably scratch themselves all day.
Yep. And they're from 2003, 2004. Like,
yeah. They're older than most of our kids.
They're older than my kids. My kid by like a decade.
Yeah, they're older than most people in the community at the moment.
I was like 10 when they came out, so
2000.
Showing my age. But I kept the pack in good shape for you. So
you were 10 when that came out?
Yeah. I think I might be I'm older than you, I think.
Nope. If you were 10 in 2003, I was 10 in 1998. I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 35.
You are old.
Thank you.
You are like half a decade older than me, man.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
You're welcome. I'm trying to find some card savers here for his stuff.
Buddy, how you doing? How you doing, friend? Yeah, that'd be cool. Now I feel like I need to give something to.
Let's be fair. You're not going to be able to top that.
No. Well,
nope. Not for $15 anyway. If you want to pull out something really expensive.
No, I'm just going to pull out some cards from stuff I have off to the side. Go with that one.
So R&D, another cool thing that comes on the inside of these packs is an actual checklist. So you can actually look and see like everybody that comes inside of the set, and you get those in every single pack. This one right here, it only shows like the basic rarity, but it shows you everything that comes on the inside, which is pretty cool. I'll send that with as well. It was inside the pack. Making Gonzo work.
Well, yeah.
I can't be showing them up.
I know people like that. I know people like Full Art Trainers.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you appreciate it. It's cool. Not something you see every day. It's definitely a talking piece.
And I know people like their waifus for some reason. So that's one. This is the stack I'll give away at the end of stream.
Into the stream. All right.
So I will start that giveaway right now, so people can start entering.
What kind of giveaway you doing? Show me what you got. Show me what you got.
It's going to be some singles. Remember, guys, international shipping, you'll pay for it. I will not pay for international shipping at the moment. I just don't have the funds to do triple digits.
You can actually send worldwide first class mail for 3 stamps.
Yeah, but I'm really big on making sure things don't get damaged, so I won't ever plain white envelope anything.
On my giveaways, I would do that, and people, they were so happy to get it. They didn't care.
No,
I sent stuff to like Taiwan. I sent stuff to Korea. I sent stuff to Japan, China, everywhere, all over Europe.
I wish I could do that, but I cannot.
You could buy like the 10-cent stamps off eBay, but just put 3 of them on there.
Yeah, probably. No, like I can do that.
That's how I did it.
Yeah, I had to restart the giveaway, guys. I accidentally did the one from last time. So some of the people aren't here. So I want to give it to the people that are here. So TCG verse. Who else had it in here first? You
got to show us what you got to show us what we're getting.
So we're gonna go with the Delta species, not Delta species. Yeah, Delta, right? Yeah, the Needle Queen, non-hollow, Japanese Mew V, Mewtwo V. Shiny Bolthound full art, Gym Trainers full art, and the waifu of the day because you guys are fucking weird. Gardevoir full art from Champion's Path.
All right, I'm gonna throw in
some drugs.
I'm gonna throw in another Kyogre.
Oh, that's an older one.
This is the good one. This is a good Kyogre. Not a bad. This is a good holographic one right here. What set is this from? 2011? Who knows what set this is from?
That looks like...
Is it Hidden Legends?
It looks like Hidden Legends. I don't think it's Primal Clash. I think that's too early for Primal Clash. Because I think I recognize that faded border.
Yeah, it is Call of Legends.
So go ahead, take exclamation point, take my stuff. And not international at the moment, guys, unless you're willing to pay for shipping. I can't do 2 international shippings in a row. I just sent some stuff to Harsh, but that's because I love Harsh.
It only costs 3 stamps.
That's if I plain white envelope it. If that's what they want, that's what they'll get. Daniel, aka Pop R&D, TCG versus Retro, and Dizzy are the only ones who have entered. Dizzy, you know I'll send it to you. Kitty X Panda.
I got like a whole I keep all my single cards in ammo tins because I just have a bunch. I can't really find anything cooler than that Kyogre at the moment.
Son of a Merc.
I got this promo Entei. Hashtag Entei or hashtag Kyogre.
Yeah.
To throw in that giveaway.
Son of a Merc, just enter it. Damn, I'm late. Shug Nasty, just enter. Everyone enter. Unless you're like 100% overseas, we'll talk. Yeah. So what's on the agenda for your channels, your Instagram, your Discord? I don't think you have TikTok.
Yeah. I do TikTok. I just repost stuff on TikTok because I've already got it.
Shug,
right, we got a hashtag Kyogre, so it looks like we're gonna do Kyogre.
Shug, are you on base or do you live out there? Because if you're on base, that's not international shipping. Because they consider that it costs a little more, but it's still not considered international if you're on base. What is classified 100% overseas? Like UK, Germany. I sent something to Germany once, and it was like almost $200. I live out here. Damn,
yeah, you can do flat rate boxes. They're like $100 no matter the weight.
Yeah.
Whenever I do like big orders, that's what I do.
That's what I did, but the box I was sending at the time wouldn't fit in the if it ships it fits boxes, and I didn't put out the warning like, oh, no international. So when the guy won, I'm like, hey, congratulations, where are you? He's like, Germany. I'm like, fuck, right. I didn't say words.
I wish I could show you guys how awesome this Entei looks. Like the
Shug, I'll work something out. If you win, Shug, I'll work something out. Maybe I'll get you like an Amazon gift card or something.
I don't know if I can get light on this bad boy, but like it's got the Cosmos foil border like the new cards do.
Is it a shiny Entei?
It is a shiny Entei.
Yeah, because there it is.
There we go.
That
so
looks really
hashtag
cool.
Entei or hashtag Kyogre. And then the Call of Legends Kyogre Hollow. You guys get to pick.
Yeah, can't TCG grading pay fit the shipping? That's up to him, Madi. That's not up to me.
I'll plain white envelope. I'm cheap, man. I'm cheap. I'll give away cards all day, but I'm not paying $100 for shipping.
Yeah, neither am I. Yeah, the Germany guy got lucky because I didn't say no international shipping.
Right, just doing it because that was your bad.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like how you sent out that Umbreon to the wrong person. Yeah, you just gotta bite the bullet.
I oversold on a live break one time by one pack, so I opened up a whole nother booster box. It was Matchless Fighters, and they got the Altart Blaziken from the one pack in the new box. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Because how that box,
I sent it to him, but yeah, if you ever need card storage, just go to Walmart or whatever and just get ammo tins because they're a little bit bigger than ETBs and they're water resistant, which I don't know if anybody else besides me has this problem, but if I keep stuff long term, it gets humid and it starts to warp or, causes water damage just from being in the same spot for years sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 Enteis and 2 Kyogres.
I see the same votes. I'm just here for the content.
Yeah, they're about the same price. The Kyogre and the Entei, they're both about $10, so there's not a huge difference in the price.
Yeah.
Just single cards I can't sell at 60%.
Let me do this really quick because I think I put your Instagram and your YouTube down there in the description so people can join. But I don't
looks like we're crossing to Entei. But I will send it to you and then you can send it to them. How about that? If that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah. So when you guys win, it might take a little while for me to send it out to you guys so I can get all his product in so I can ship it off at the same time. Guys, don't forget to join his Discord. It is a very active Discord. People in there.
I'm always available. If you tag me, I'm going to respond. So
even if you
ever have questions or
I
just want
did
to
that last
chat,
night.
I mean, honestly, if you're having a bad day and you just want someone to talk to, just tag me. I'll talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always people awake in his Discord. He has people all over the world out there.
Yep. There's always somebody awake.
Yeah. Just don't mess up in the counting because some of us will get upset.
Yes. It's a very serious game.
Yeah.
It was honestly the best idea I've ever had for the Discord. Was just
I have one in mind, but I don't have it as serious where like if someone messes up, it's gonna reset it.
We got to like 1,000 and somebody messed it up. It was basically a riot. It was hilarious.
It wasn't Destroyer, was it?
I don't know who it was, but it was an accident.
Destroyer
It wasn't on purpose. It was a complete accident, and that's why it was so crazy.
Destroyer for like what was it, like 2 months? He would just fuck with people and put in the like different things and be like, "Oh yeah, I got this." And he thought it was
one of the original people. Like whenever I had like 10 subscribers and was doing terrible videos and terrible live streams, he would always come hang out. So he can do basically whatever he wants.
Yeah, just Destroyer, Jax, Red Sparrow.
Yep.
They're the one. RJ, Butters.
Yep. RJ is actually the designer of like my logos and stuff like that. So if you guys ever need like professional work done like that, you guys should reach out to him because it's just, I don't know, keep it in the community, I guess. He's awesome.
Yeah, but like when I think of your server, those are the people I think of because they're very active.
They're always there. Like I said, it's just a place for the main reason that like I'm here right now is I'm not trying to like make money off YouTube. I'm not trying to be famous. It's just I want to hang out with people and talk to people who like the same things I do.
Butters, what a great name.
His name is Butters, and he's pretty close to 60 years old, and he's He's an extremely
Because
rich,
some of the
famous.
ways he talks,
No,
it's like
this guy. He's the cheapest person he's cheaper than me, but like he's super like he's very wealthy. Like he's a very popular and famous architect on the East Coast.
uh,
And it's just like it's so funny whenever you see him pinching pennies because it's just like,
bro, you can afford it.
bro, like I make like $16 an hour. Like
Yeah.
I'm basically minimum wage here.
My aunt is like that. She's a multimillionaire in San Diego. So she's like, so we're like, I went out to dinner with her when I was like 16, and she was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm 12," and she was like, "You're 10 tonight." I was like, "The fuck for?" She's like,
you
"You're
can
10
get in
and
for
you're
free.
no." She's like, "You're 10 and you're ordering from the kids menu." I'm like, "No, I want that burger that just walked by. That looked good." She's like,
There's like a sign that says,
Yeah.
under 12, eat free, and police eat free.
Yeah.
And then the dad nudges the kid, and the kid says, "I'm a police."
I'm a police. Yeah. Well, I'm not anymore. So, but it is what it is. My back can only take so much of it.
But I spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time researching products and potential on products and buying stuff. Like I buy so much every single month.
Yeah,
and like, there's always a reason for it. So if you ever have a question about a product, there's a good chance I've already done some research on it, and I can kind of talk to you about it or give you like a yay or nay. Like I'm not 100% right all the time, but I do enough research to where I feel comfortable saying if it's a good or bad idea. And if you just want some validation on stuff like that, I'd be more than willing to give you the pros and cons. I'm not going to tell you what to buy or what not to buy, but I can say why it's a good idea, why it's not a bad idea, just based on, experience and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is his Discord server, guys. Like it looks like it's one of those super busy ones. It's really not, but there is a channel for anybody. Like Let's Be Friends for Pokemon Unite, Game Talk. You have the
and
TCG
there's no tagging.
one.
The biggest thing is you won't be tagged for anything.
Not unless you're directly talking to somebody.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you could be directly tagged, but I'm not going to be like at everyone in you. I'm not going to be like, hey, come watch my videos. Hey, come. No, it's just a hangout
I do
spot.
though, because I'm a piece of shit. I want you guys to come.
Right.
No,
to me, I don't care. Like
I
for
think
me,
you tagged at everyone since I've been in the server maybe 3 times. I've been in the server
everyone
since
once
2001. Since
somebody else tagged everyone, and it was basically a riot. So we don't do that.
Yeah, I remember that people because I was like, oh, see, someone tagged everyone. Then people were like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
It was bad, but like I said, it's not a promotional thing for me whatsoever. It's like I said, it's legit just to hang out, and I'm pretty active there more than anywhere else, just because I like hanging out with everybody.
Collection show off. This is the one I like to go to.
Yep.
I've over 50 plus. Yeah, I haven't been on this one in a long time because this is the one where like people. This is the channel I like to like lurk in.
Yep, because you can feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, it's that, and like this is where like if you don't watch your videos or if you don't have time to rewatch it, like you'll see the stuff that people have randomly sent in, and they'll be like, oh, I got it back from TCG. I got it back from Tim.
Yep.
Like, and this is what you'll see, and like it's really cool. eBay finds. People will help each other out. Like, hey, I remember you were looking for this card. I saw it here on eBay for this. Investing questions, package receive stuff. So like you are very transparent. You're probably the most transparent person that does the middleman services that I've 100%. Seen.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah, I remember someone tagged you at it was 2 a.m. my time, and so it had to be 4 a.m. for you.
Yep.
And they tagged you. I'm like, and someone's like, hey man, he might be asleep. And you're like, yeah, it woke me up, but this is where it's at. I had to take a second to respond. I'm like, Jesus, you're a lot nicer than I am. Because I'm like, go
sometimes I'm not that nice, but sometimes I'm just awake.
Yeah.
That's part of having anxiety, man. Sometimes your sleeping schedule is not that great.
Yeah. Dude, you're telling me working 16-hour nights. I don't miss it.
I was going between night shift and day shift, working 12s. And you know how stressful it is. So
Shug, yes, you can chill. He does have a channel where you can promote your own content. I do it all the time.
Yep. And if you put your stuff in there, I personally will go and check it out, even if nobody else does. So that's kind of the main reason for it, is that I don't have a lot of time to look for stuff myself. So I go in there and I will find stuff to watch. One, to support you guys. Two, I just like the hobby. and I don't have a lot of. It helps me to have stuff to listen to when I'm working and stuff like that.
I have friends, Mom.
But it helps you guys because I will watch the entire video. And if I can't watch the whole video, then I'll just leave it running in the background while I go do whatever. So
yeah, R&D is very known for that. He'll message. He's like, hey, I couldn't watch it. I was lurking, but it's on the background. Hey, cool. I'll take those watch hours. Sweet.
Take it.
Expect for this stuff.
The new channel I made.
For that.
Yeah, the new channel I made. The reason why it's doing so well is because when people watch one of the videos, they literally just play all of them in a row because they're just easy to listen to.
Yeah, that's why I like these live streams that I do with other content creators, because it's a conversation, and if people are in the chat, it gets a little more involved, especially with the questions. But at the end of the day, it's very easy to listen to a conversation than rather have. That's why I not stopped. I just slowed down the pack opening videos I do instead of doing one once a week. Yeah,
it's insanely expensive. Unless you're getting 50,000 to 100,000 views on a video, anybody who's opening packs on like video is losing money. Like everyone's like, oh, it's just a get rich quick thing. It's just like, no, 99% of people are losing their money, and they're not trying to make the money back by making the videos. Sure, it does offset some of the cost, but it's fun. Like I've learned so much,
especially for the smaller channels. Yeah, like mine and any R&D Pokemoners, Ichiban Dans, the smaller channels who aren't monetized or don't have memberships. It's a loss anytime we open up packs and do this.
Yep.
But like I don't care. I love doing it.
Then the new channel I made has made more money than my regular channel, and all the videos were free. I just had to write a script and do a voiceover. That's it. So,
TCG Verse wants to know. This is the last question of the stream, unless someone else throws them in there on the question side, and then we'll do the giveaway, guys.
Yep.
But he wants to know: would there be anything that you would do different than you do now with your YouTube?
With my YouTube channel?
So I assume you're not your top 10 anymore.
I'm honestly a very deep well of knowledge when it comes to Pokemon YouTube channels because I've been doing it for so long, and I'm very conscious of what it takes, and I don't have what it takes. You either have to be filthy rich, or you have to have a crazy entertaining personality, because even if you're a wealth of knowledge and you provide value, it's not enough. Like investing videos and things like that to try and like just talk and be part of the community, you're not going to get random viewers to watch those. You're not going to get random Sally, to watch your videos because you're not entertaining enough. Sure, the people who like Pokemon, who like to invest in Pokemon, who like to buy, sell, whatever, will watch your videos, but it's a niche within a niche within a niche. And if there's no entertainment value, just think PokeRev, like how over the top he is, like how entertaining he is. People who don't even like Pokemon watch his stuff because he's so entertaining. Yeah. So you either have to be extremely entertaining, or you have to provide so much value that it just cannot be ignored. Or like what I did with my secondary channel is I'm not in the video at all. I just do a voiceover and I edit the rest of the video, and it has nothing to do with me personally, and it only has to do with the content. And not putting my face on it has made those type of videos perform like really, really well, because they don't care about me. They care about the content and what I'm providing. So like if you look up the channel Timmy Foo, like if you go to like vidIQ and you type in Timmy Foo and you type in TCG grading, those are my two channels, you'll see that like the average watch time for the new channel I made is like 75%. Yeah. And then like average watch time for my regular channel, where I actually show my face and talk and provide value, is much lower because it's just not entertaining enough. And if you don't pay someone to edit your videos, you will never post enough to grow. So honestly, if I had to start over, I just wouldn't do it. Like, yeah, it was fun. I just wouldn't. It's not worth it. Like, I would just do the stuff myself. Like, I would still open the packs, but I would just do it myself because it's stressful. It's extremely difficult, and it's so expensive. Like, the amount of equipment that I have is insane. Like, I have a camera that costs $1,000. I have a lens that costs $500. My lighting, my audio, and then you have to learn how to do every single one of those things at a professional level. It's more than having a job. It just takes over the hobby. It takes over the fun. It becomes stressful. And unless you're paying someone to edit your videos, it is miserable sometimes.
Yeah. I'm looking into an editor. I have been talking to one, but I just had to put that on hold because of
it's too expensive.
Because I have to pay them, and I'm not going to be like, yeah.
I personally cannot afford it. I have gotten to the point where I'm really good at editing, but it took me years. And I really, if I went back and I deleted all of my old videos of the last 2 years and I started from fresh right now, making the type of videos that I do on TCG Grading's account, they would perform better. They just would.
Yeah.
Because of the editing difference and the audio difference and things like that. But starting from fresh, unless you're doing it because you love to do it, it is not worth it.
Right.
Not even a little bit, because the odds of you being in that top 0.001%, there's maybe 5 Pokemon YouTubers I can count that get steadily 100,000 views on their videos.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
And that's what I was trying to explain to one of my cousins. They're like, "Oh, you do YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, so you're making like a couple $100?" I was like, "No, like I don't meet the requirements to even make money, and when I do, it's only going to be like 8 cents if I'm lucky."
Right.
Like it's people don't like, they just see all.
You don't understand. It's so much work.
Yeah.
And if you want me to show you how much work it is, I can step by step show you the process. I can show you the editing process. I can show you the video process, audio process, lighting, setup. You have to know what you're talking about, the amount of research and time it takes. Like, the reason I can just sit here and talk about stuff, like, you could ask me anything about just about any set and I will know something, but it's because I spend hours doing that research. And you have to be good personality, you have to be attractive. Like, if you do not look good, you're already at such a disadvantage. It's not even
like, you have to be somewhat.
I
get that. Yeah.
I am not pretty enough to overcome
my flaws. Yeah. So R&D wants to know, do you have editing go-to programs for budget or for free? I don't.
Resolve. DaVinci Resolve for editing.
I have heard of that. Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve is the only free editing program that is worth even talking about. And I used DaVinci Resolve for free until like 6 months ago. I finally broke down and I bought the premium version of it. It's only $250, and that's for your lifetime. It's a lifetime license.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I wish Adobe did that.
The only reason I did it is because I have a really good graphics card, and it only uses your CPU on the free version, but it'll integrate your graphics card on the paid version. So it will, like, whenever I'm rendering, it just does it faster. That's it. Yep. So instead of taking like 45 minutes to render at the end, it'll take like 10. That's it.
Chug Nasty says it's worse when you spend 3 days editing and get no views. But
see, that's the thing, if you tie the views to your happiness, you're just going to be unhappy.
Yeah. And then
unless you're lucky.
Yeah, Son of a Merc and Pop Daniel, they pretty much get down to the nitty gritty, especially for our smaller guys. Son of a Merc says, just know your lane and lower your expectations is what it's taught me.
0.
And that's what it's done.
0.
Exactly.
Your
0.
expectations have to be 0.
When you're starting, even when you're not starting, it still needs to be 0.
I've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah.
I've made more money from Instagram than I have from YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I'm not making money from either one yet.
I've made 10x money on Instagram doing short videos than I ever did making long form.
And then Daniel says, I do it because I enjoy it. My vids suck, but they're fun to make. You must enjoy it. That's probably the biggest takeaway for smaller channels and for people who are starting on it. But then you might find something that changes your whole perspective. And that's what happened with this channel. This channel started out with video game content. I was doing walkthroughs of Pokemon Sword and Shield. And then I started doing the trading card content because I liked doing it. And then I started doing these interviews earlier this year, and I love it. I love talking to people. It helped me come out of my shell just a little bit of YouTube, because I like talking about Pokemon. I like talking to people. You let me do both, I'm gonna have a good fucking time.
Right.
And I love it. Like I'm missing, if I was monetized, these probably would bring me in 20 cents just because they're so take.
Long. Yeah. They're just so long.
Yeah, exactly. But at the end of the day, I'm doing it because I love it. And I'm doing it because the people who tune in they love it because and there's some people that come to the channel like, I like this guy's personality and I like what he's doing just because I got that one person one time, and that helps.
It's dopamine, man. It makes you happy. It makes you happy.
I love it.
And that's what I like on the second channel that I made. Like, I was so unhappy with the TCG grading channel that I just started doing what I enjoyed, but I couldn't post it on this channel because it wasn't the same kind of content. And it's just like, holy, this is doing, like, it's not monetized, but if it was monetized, like the last video I made, it would have generated like $90.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the estimate it gave me. And I was just like, that's crazy because it only took me like 2 hours to make.
Yeah. So exactly. Like, in the very beginning, no expectations.
Yeah.
Even when you do start making money, still don't have a lot of expectations.
You're not going to make any money. I average $60 a month on this channel, and I get probably close to, I get 6,000 views a day, times that by 30.
Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe,
and that's another thing that people don't talk about.
I get like 50K views a month, and that's a lot. Like, that's in like the higher echelon of views per channel. Like people with like 50,000, 100,000 subscribers don't even get that many views.
And that's the other thing that people need to realize. It's the money doesn't come from YouTube necessarily. It comes from your contracts and your sponsorships that you. I'm
the only person that I know that doesn't take any of that stuff. Yeah. I don't want to be tied personally to anybody who could mess up all of my hard work.
It depends on what it is that I'll talk to.
I get emails every day of people asking me to partner with them to, like, I was even hesitant to do these like podcast type videos in the past because people were like, I was so sketched out that they would do something wrong and I would be drugged down with them.
Yeah, I was afraid of that too, but then I was like, you know what, if I am cautious.
Son of a Merc says 6K views a day. Sounds like YouTube needs to pay up. They're not paying me right now. They still have ads on my videos, but they're not paying me because they said I was a bot, but they're still making money off my content.
Yeah, most people make money off their memberships and ad revenue and paid promotions, like R&D says. Yeah, Digi Smithy says, cool, I was able to catch the end of the stream. Hey, Digi, exclamation point, take my stuff. How about that?
There you go. Make sure you guys enter. We're sending out the Coyote.
Shug's just here for the feet pics, man. Yeah. But speaking of the end of the stream, let's go ahead and do that.
I can talk all night. You just gotta tell me to be quiet.
me too. I'm gonna close the entries. Do you guys want to do let Streamlabs pick the winner, Wheel of Doom, or just Wheel of Names? I'm gonna let you guys pick that while you, my friend, promote your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your Discord, all that. Good. You're good.
See, I'm more of an organic person. I actually prefer people to find me on their own because I feel like if you just have a bunch of people subscribe to your channel and they don't watch your stuff, it actually hinders your growth. And the reason why I do get a large amount of views for such a small channel is because of the people who do find me. They enjoy me and they stay and they watch the full videos, and then that actually helps. Whereas if you don't like my videos and you're just subscribing because, just because we're saying to do it right now, then it actually has a negative effect on your channel. And that a lot of people don't understand that, where it's better for people. Like, I don't even tell like friends and family about my stuff because they're not the right audience.
Yeah.
And if you're the right audience, then you will find my stuff organically, and that's how you grow. Like, if you just like subscribe to my channel, you're not getting the people you want. You're not getting quality subscribers. I know that sounds weird to say, but I mean, if you, like I said, I can go on vidIQ and I could put in my channel versus somebody with 10 times as many subscribers, and like my view counts and things like that are higher because of the quality of people I have versus the quantity.
Yeah. It sounds like people want the Wheel of Doom. That's fine. I will do that. R&D Pokemon Gamer says, first time hearing you, TCG. Definitely a fan. Can tell you love your stuff and you have a lot of time and your passion invested.
I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot because a lot of people do give me a lot of grief about making money in the hobby. Like it's some kind of taboo thing that nobody should do. Even I know, God forbid I make $10. It's a little bit more than that, but
we'll do the Wheel of Doom. No, it's going to be the Wheel of Doom. TCG verse is the first one out.
Out. Okay, I've never done the Wheel of Doom before.
How about this to make it easier? Since we're doing Wheel of Doom, the last two people, whoever's the last overall person, will pick if they want my stack or if they want your Kyogre, and then whoever.
I think we switched it to Entei. I think that was the.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whoever,
yeah.
So they can either pick your Entei, and then the second place winner will get this stack.
How about I was just gonna send it all to you anyway, so you could figure it out. Yeah, you could just figure that out.
Oh, then it's just one overall winner.
Yeah, perfect. There we go.
One winner.
Take it all.
Wheel of Doom, take it all. Making money with something you love is what everyone wants. At the end of the day, yes.
I honestly believe that.
I'm not going to be mad at it. Yeah. Sorry, kitten.
Dang. Sorry, kitten. I honestly believe that people who get upset about me making money in the hobby, it's more of a jealousy thing than an actual problem.
Yeah. I'm not,
because they don't want to put in the work to do it. Anybody can do what I do. Just buy something, throw it in your closet. That's all I do.
Dizzy hippie. No, not Dizzy. Not my love. So we got Retro Poker Gamer, R&D, and Pop. Daniel. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry, Daniel. I jinxed you.
But yeah, I got the Entei and I got that action pack.
Yeah.
For R&D.
If he wins, I'll just send it to you. R&D's on the roll tonight. Yeah.
I feel like that they would trust you more. They should give you their address, not me.
R&D, congratulations, my friend. You just won everything tonight. He got
everything.
He got everything. He got the action pack
cards. You should just send it to me and then I'll send it to him. It might be easier.
I think he lives closer to you anyway, so yeah, we'll just do that. Well, I obviously know how to make contact with you. I know how to get in contact with R&D.
All right.
But yeah, Ryder's going to go nuts. Ryder is his son. He's been selling lemonade to get to Card Party next year. So I'm really excited for this.
What's Ryder's favorite Pokemon?
I was going to ask the same thing.
I have the most ridiculous amount of weird stuff, so I got to surprise you with something.
What's Ryder's favorite energy? I'll sign one of those.
We need favorite Pokemon. We need favorite energy from Ryder.
Just give us favorite everything.
Favorite everything. We gotta spoil.
What's his favorite pizza? Because I'm hungry and I need some pizza. Congratulations!
It's about 9 o'clock here for me, and I haven't had dinner yet. So
top 3: Charizard, Mew, Mewtwo, and Fire. Well, you already got Mew and Mewtwo from me, so I'll just get this Fire energy. Sign that real quick.
All right, I know I have some really cool 20-plus-year-old Mew, Charizard, Mewtwo stuff, so I'll just surprise you with something, or surprise Ryder.
Yeah,
it'll be something you've never seen before. I promise.
That's a TCG guarantee.
It's a guarantee. It's a promise.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day away from your family and to hang out with me, chat, and everybody. Congratulations, R&D. My name is Gonzo. That is TCG Grading. If you guys did like his content, you know what to do. Don't forget, guys, enjoy what you're doing. Collect how you want to collect. Peace.
See you later, guys.